You're listening to the Welcome to the Rebellion podcast. Hey, Jay, are you ready? 'Cause it's time to start the show.
I'm recording one of these a month. Had a crazy January, but now we're back on schedule. Got a lot of cool guests coming up. And thank you guys for your patience. I see y'all in the chat roasting me for being late. That's okay. If you want to watch this live, come over to the Drunk 3PO channel on YouTube, or you can listen on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you like to listen to podcasts. Also, got to thank the sponsors. Well, this one's not a sponsor, but it's you can go over to geeksandgamers.com. Well, maybe they gave me a hat, so that's their sponsor. So, and Nine Line Apparel. Go over to Nine Line Apparel. If you like this shirt, if you like other stuff, everything's over there. Everything's in the description below, including where to find our guest. Everything is there. Please check it all out. We really appreciate it. And before I bring her on, can you guys put your hands together? Wait. Before I bring this guest on, I will say the only reason why she's here is because she lost a bet to me online. And it comes to show that both of our football teams suck. Miami was playing Pittsburgh, and I was like, Miami had that one miracle win. So that's the only reason I was able to get Melonie Mack on. And we're going to ask this crazy question because I saw Melonie always floats around Twitter. There's always clips of her. There's always stuff going on. There's memes about her. We're going to bring some of this stuff up because I got to know. I got to know what's going on with this person. But this one clip is going around, and it's quite disturbing of Melonie. It's quite disturbing, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to play it before I bring my guest on. Please check this out. You might want to turn your volume down just a little bit. Welcome, Melonie.
Hi.
Can't explain. Did you
That
do
was
that?
fun.
Did you do that the whole time? Like, was that, or
I
is this
did
just
a
a
lot.
beautiful edit?
Well, they edited it and looped it over and over for the whole song, but the backstory for that is that I I made like a joke TikTok video about ASMR videos and how weird they've gotten. Cause like back when they first dropped ASMR videos, I used to listen to them all the time to help me to sleep, and they took themselves a lot more serious with those. That's before they got really weird with them. And because of that, I was like, I need to make a video about how weird ASMR has gotten, a little TikTok. And so I needed to record myself pretending that I was an ASMR person. And I was just doing the most crazy stuff possible, like those sounds. I was like barking like a dog, and then I started doing that ooh, ah, 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 and the disturbed ooh, ah, 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 ah. And then with the corn, it just randomly came to me while I was thinking of weird sounds. I was like, ooh, and then and I just after I took the little clips of it that I needed for the TikTok, I was like, I'm gonna release the full uncut version on YouTube, and I did that. And Chrissy, Chrissy saw it,
Yeah,
made that edit
our good friend.
amazing.
I saw it floating around and I was like, what the heck? What is that? Because like there's one part, I didn't want to play the whole thing. I didn't want to embarrass you. I try not to embarrass my guests.
It's hard to
But
embarrass me.
all right,
I'm
I'm
good.
gonna play it one more time. There's one part where your eyes look like
Yeah, it's like,
it's like, all right,
"Oom, bak,
you really do need to go to and those eyes, man, they're just like when they go close. There it is.
I was really into my eyes and everything.
Those
Psycho.
eyes, man. Those eyes. Wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. Let's see. I want to welcome everyone in the chat. I see a lot of people in here.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm gonna tell my mods just go a little easy on everyone today. It's all good. I'll keep an eye on I'll keep an eye on anybody trolling. There's probably a lot of new people here that follow
Mhm.
Mel and say things,
Oh, and
and
I
we're all
do
it's
get a
all
lot of
good.
haters. I get
Yeah, so if there's like
a
any
lot
just
of
if there's any
haters.
doxing, just delete that stuff. But
Yes.
if they're flirting with her, she'll be all right. She can
Right,
handle that.
yeah, I can handle that.
You can handle that. So, but I appreciate you being on top of things, mods. I appreciate you guys being on top of things. But so many people in here. Everyone is saying hello to Melonie. Everyone,
Yay!
I think I'm the only one, and you can correct me now. Like every time we've met, I've always called you Mel. Does that like an issue?
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm fine with Mel when it's like friends, people I know. I think when the only time it's ever kind of weird for me is if it's somebody I don't even know at all and it just feels a little familiar, I guess.
All
But even
right, that's
then I
fine.
usually don't mind. I think I just kind of had um I think before, like in the past, one of my hosting jobs I had in the gaming industry, for some reason, they did not ever want to use my Melanie Mac name on anything because they didn't want to send people over to my channel. They didn't want me to benefit from it for some reason. And so they only called me Mel. And I think after that, that's when I was kind of like, it took me a bit to be okay with Mel again, but I'm fine with it now, especially with people I'm familiar
All
with
right,
and
just
cool
correct
with,
me,
like you.
because
I'm good with you calling me Mel.
all
I'm
right, because I'm in
perfectly good with
Florida.
that.
Florida people we're just so calm. Like we don't like to say the full words. We don't even talk in full sentences. So it's just like Melanie, just like, that's a long
Yeah,
name. So it's just
it's a
like
lot of
Mel.
syllables. I'm great with Mel.
Also, since you are a professional streamer, just in case, if for some reason a plane flies over my house and the internet cuts out, just handle the show till I get back.
I got you.
It should be okay.
Yeah.
And we'll go we'll go from there. Man, as soon as I said flirting is allowed, everyone's going crazy in the chat. I'm talking about flirting with me. Please. Melanie gets enough of that. So
Also, everybody who's watching from my viewers, subscribe to Jay. We're trying to get him to 100,000 subs ASAP. You just hit like 70,000, right?
yeah, thank
Congratulations.
you.
You are so close. We're going to get you to that 100,000. It's got to happen.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at, you got this is your you just hit 100,000 in 10 months. I'm on year 4.
But in your defense, I have been making YouTube videos for like 13 or 14 years.
That's
So
true.
that's how I was able to hit 100K really fast because I already had that established following.
I
So
it,
yeah.
I appreciate that. It makes me feel better. I because
It's true.
when I started this channel, it was weird. It was there was a Star Wars podcast that happened after one of the movies came out, and
Right.
I just started it for no reason. None of this was in the
Yeah.
plans. None of these like from the past 2 years,
Mhm.
like I'd say my videos are videos, but the 2 years before that was just me doing stuff. I don't know what I was doing. I just had it to had it. And like the drunk 3PO name was a joke because
Yeah.
everybody had stupid Star Wars names and and it was cool. It was like 4 of us and we
Yeah.
got into a little this guy's channel and there was like 5 people watching and I thought it was the greatest thing in the entire world.
Mhm.
So, yeah, look at that. Now we almost at 400. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Is it
Amazing.
cool? Is it cool to get the little play button in the mail?
Amazing, so exciting. It's funny because I had one from my old channel that I got years and years ago. Um, and they upped the plaques are a lot cooler now, way better than when I got my old one. And it's funny because like I was still so excited. It made it just more real that hey, wow, I did it. It was so exciting. You're gonna get yours too. It's gonna happen.
I believe it. I think this is my year. I'm pretty
Oh, it
confident
is.
we're gonna
The
do it this
this
year.
is definitely your year. Yes.
We're gonna do it this year. Appreciate it. Well, I also appreciate that the Steelers lost that game to the Falcons to get you here.
I wanna come on here anyway, but yeah, I think I was on Simpcast when that game was happening. I was watching
Yeah,
it
because
on
I
the other
super
monitor.
super chatted Simcat. And you were just like, yeah, we know they're losing, Jay.
Yep, I was watching on the other screen. I was like, "Oh, man."
That was like the best game. See, it's fake because that was like the best game that
Mhm.
Miami ever played. And then after it was kind of downhill from there. They didn't
Yeah.
make the playoffs. Actually, they almost beat Buffalo in the playoffs with their third string quarterback. So that was
I
exciting.
needed y'all to win. We would have made playoffs if y'all won that game. So
Yeah,
not only did that, like,
we messed you up pretty
I
bad.
am really mad at Dolphins right now.
We got all kinds of problems down here. It's like Tom Brady just recently came to Miami and was looking at schools for his kids. So like the whole buzz is like we could get Tom Brady and
Or
all that
wait,
stuff.
was
And
it?
then the news report was like
Yeah.
the Dolphins have moved past and trying to talk to Tom Brady. And it's like, yeah, we just want to lose.
I think
So
it was actually I needed the Jets to win, and they didn't. I think it
it
was
was
that
someone in my division,
actually.
I think.
Yeah,
But
it was your
yeah.
division, but I think it actually wasn't Dolphins, it was Jets, I think.
So you
So,
guys missed the
y'all are off the
playoffs
hook for now.
completely.
We did, and we needed Bills to beat Patriots, we needed Jets to beat Dolphins, I think. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why I'm
that's what it
thinking that.
was. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
that's what it was. And then Steelers needed to win, and Steelers won, and Bills won, but then Dolphins beat Jets, and it just, yeah,
All right,
made me
hold
mad.
on. I have to address something. My boss is in the chat. First of all, I'm the only Geeks and Gamers member that wears the merch on all my videos. Number one, not no one else does it. So there's that. Number two, I played this man in pool. Right, we played 5 games, and he says if I beat him, and Krista was the she was there as a witness. I said, if I
Right.
beat you, Jeremy, I need you on my podcast because you always bring in the numbers. I need you here. It's like, no problem. I beat him 5 times in a row. And he kept saying,
Oh!
double or nothing, double or nothing. 5 times in a row, he lost. And then he tells Krista, you didn't see anything and just totally ignores me. Now he's trolling. Like, look at that.
I see how it is.
I know, because I saw your response to his tweet. You're like, wow, he should invite you on. I was like, man, don't give this man no sympathy. He don't know nothing. Now he's running around Universal Studios with everyone. Didn't even invite me. It's quite the life I have over there at
Oh.
G&G.
Oh,
So,
no.
all right, hold on. I apologize, Melanie, for the rude people in my chat. I have invited Chris Goron like 100 times. And he's always like, I can't do this day. I can't do that. And I just finally was like, all right, let me just get my
Come on,
schedule.
Chris, get on the show.
I'm just saying. I wanted to talk Avatar with him and everything, but he goes on the Geeks and Gamers show. Holy crap, Jeremy, you're messing up my podcast. You don't have to make up stories, just invite me. All right, I'm gonna publicly do it on Twitter when I'm done with
There you
my
go.
guest.
There you go.
So cool. I see all the super chats. I'm gonna get to them in just like 2 seconds. My goodness, low watermark just gifted 50.
Oh, nice.
Dude, 50 memberships to the channel. Well, that just
Wow.
made me hiccup. Thank you, low watermark. Dear God, if you got a, all right, well, if you got a, I have to do something, Melanie. I'm so sorry. This is
Oh,
like
you're
taken away from
fine.
the interview, but look, they're just
This is
excited to
all
see you
this is
here.
all fun. I'm good with it.
Dollar. Look at this guy. I swear.
High roller.
Oh my gosh. The CEO of Geeks and Gamers, everyone. If you got a membership, if you've got a membership from Low Watermark, now's your chance. Let's put some Rose Ticos in the chat. It's just a thing we do on here. Rose Ticos, please. Now
That's
everybody's all hyped up.
amazing.
Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now that I've been wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever gotten 50 in one shot before. That's pretty wild. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the super chat love. I will get to them really quickly. I know some of you all have questions for Melonie. I was in this was this is why one thing I appreciate about Melonie. So I'll try to be Melonie
I'm fine
today.
with Mel.
All
Mel's
right, all
good.
right.
Yeah.
Um, I was watching her Twitch stream yesterday, and hold on. If I don't say this, he'll be mad. All jokes aside, Jay is awesome. Mel's in the star. Have a great. All
Oh,
right, thank you. He just saying
thank
that because he wants to make
you.
sure Melanie Mac will come back on Tuesday night's main event. When asked. There we go. The your Twitch stream yesterday, and I appreciate everyone. They were very kind and everything, but man, I came in at the right time. It was like a good 20 minutes where people were like, "So Mel, will you date short guys? Melanie,
Oh
will you
yeah.
date guys with tattoos? Melanie, do you date guys that like this music? Melanie, do you want to date a guy that is in college? Do you want to date?" And you were just so chill, like, no, no, yes, I'll do that one. No, I don't care
I'm
about
all
that.
I'll
Yeah.
be honest. But yeah, my goodness, I after a bit I was like, dude, I gotta just get to the game because this isn't gonna be who I would date discussion for too long. I don't mind when they ask a little bit, but sometimes my streams can get hijacked with all those questions, and I'm like, dude, I ain't even been on a date in like almost a year. I'm not even trying to date right now. So all these dating questions are just a lot.
I was sitting there like, I was like, man, this poor soul, but you just took it like a champ.
Mhm.
And it was pretty I appreciate you. You know what? You gave solid advice though. You were just
I
like,
try.
because I saw one of the questions was like, I don't know if the guy was older.
Mhm.
I don't know who he was, but he was like, "So Melanie, I haven't really got established in my career yet. Would you consider dating someone that's working their way up?" And you're like, "No, no. You
Yeah,
got to
I
be
was like,
established in what you're doing."
I said, "I am too old for that. I'm 36 years old. I do not have time. I do not have time to wait for some guy to get established in his career when I'm 36 years old." Like, no. I think that's good advice in general, though, is it's just like make sure before it depends on what people are dating for. I obviously think the dating pool is better when people actually date for relationships and for marriage versus just all this hookup culture that's ruined the dating pool, which is why I haven't been dating cuz I ain't about that life. But just saying, like, if you're actually looking for something real with somebody, focus, especially when you're really young, um focus on, as a guy especially, getting your career on point, so that you can actually build something real with somebody. Not saying that a guy has to be rich or anything like that, but if a guy is struggling and he doesn't feel established, doesn't feel confident with where he's at in his career, then I don't think it's healthy for him to try to have something serious in a relationship, because if he's not happy, and feeling fulfilled and successful as a man, then he's not going to be happy in any other area. So I think it's important.
That he gets like where he wants to be in life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
listen, as a man, we're never where we want to be in life.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I think you at least have to reach a certain point. Now, if like, nobody has to have all their stuff together, but at least, be, not absolutely, if
All
you're
right, so
absolutely in struggle zone, then try to
yeah.
fix that.
Okay, so if you want to date Melanie, you got to have a job. Don't be
Yeah.
struggling. It's just like, for me, it's more like I just want someone with common sense. I could care
That's
less.
good. But I mean, it's different with guys and girls too, though, because usually guys don't men are more programmed to be like the provider, the protector, all that. And so they're not looking as much for that in a woman, but a woman wants to feel protected and wants to feel security. And so I think that's why it's a bit different. So a guy's gonna, guys they still prioritize looks and stuff like that, probably more than girls do, even though looks still matter for girls too. But there's just a little bit of a difference there in what
Looks don't matter for girls.
they do, but not
Oh, okay,
as
okay.
much as they do for guys, I think. But they still matter a lot. I think they matter a lot for everybody. I think everybody wants to be
I
attracted.
don't mind. Like, I
That's
get that, want to be attractive and everything. I think I think for me, it's
Yeah.
like making sure the person is at least on the road. You
Right.
know, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm overweight and I'm trying to, but I'm on the road to get to
Right.
somewhere. To me, that's attractive. So
Oh yeah.
it's like, you know, just be on the road. It's when you get off the road and you just like,
Yeah.
this is just who I accept me for who I am.
Exactly. Exactly. I
It's like, dear
agree.
God, you're like, what are you talking about? No, I will accept you for who you are, but not in a relationship. Keep going.
Exactly. I think that's on point.
That for yeah, so that's, the hookup culture is really alive
Oh,
and well
it has
in this.
made the dating pool just so ridiculous. It's like I got to the point where I was like, okay, whenever, because I try to date here and there, and then I was realizing that none of these guys were looking for something real. They were just looking for casual hookups and things like that. And I'm like, I don't do that. So after a while, I was like, of trying to meet a guy who checked those boxes that I like Christian, has a decent job at least, and who I'm attracted to. And it's like I wasn't finding somebody that was hitting that, and was just all like, "Oh, I need to," or
Your
they just want a
standards are
casual
too
hookups.
high, Mel. Your standards are too high.
And I was
Sorry, guys in the chat. She has a checklist.
I feel like those are reasonable, but I'm just like, after all that, I was like, that I can't do this. I'm just putting all of this in God's hands. God will
Yeah.
provide when the time is right what I need, who I need. And so that's what I'm waiting for, and I'm not even going to try to seek out dating right now because it's just a giant mess of people only caring about hookups, and I just don't do that.
Is it you bring up your faith in
Mhm.
Christianity, and that plays a huge role in your life, correct?
Oh, yeah, the biggest role in my life right now.
But I mean, people can lie and say, "I'm a Christian."
Exactly,
We live in a time now where
and they do, like,
everyone just like, "Well, I'm a Christian, but just
that's
do whatever
exactly
you
what
want."
happened. That's one reason why I deleted all dating apps and I was done. It's been almost a year now since I've done that, because it was like, the guys that I was meeting and going on dates with said they were Christian, but then they were still just trying to hook up. And I'm like,
Okay.
how are you calling yourself Christian and you just want casual hookups? Like, that don't add
The
up.
biggest flex Jay will ever be Gina. Well played, Jay. Yeah, that's a pretty big flex.
Gina is amazing.
I say, yeah, yeah. She's pretty amazing. I saw you freak out when she followed you on Twitter.
I did it. That's been just over a year ago. I got like my social media memories like on Facebook because I posted it on my Facebook when it happened. And it showed up just this was just like a few days ago or something. I was like, "Oh, it's been a year already,"
Been a
because I
year.
was so excited about that.
Nah, nah, she's good people.
Yeah.
Um, she's good people. One time she let me look at her Twitter, like her DMs,
Yeah.
because she's like, "You want to see stuff? Look at
Oh,
this." And I was
no.
like, "Wow." From death threats to nudity to, it's like, you could turn that off, Gina. Like
Oh my goodness.
you don't have to have an open forum. Like you could just like turn it off to whatever. And
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, we got that taken care of. That was a while ago, but I was like, I told her, I was like, let me run your Twitter account for like 2 months. I said, I won't post anything weird.
Yeah.
I said, I just want to answer some of these. Yeah. Some of them are from people I know. And I'm just like,
Really?
yeah, I would never put them on blast. Don't worry, anyone. I would
Yeah.
never ever do that ever. And it's some of them are respectful and stuff like that. So,
Right.
but it's just kind of like, hey man, you miss every shot you don't take. That's all
Hey,
I'm
that
saying.
is true, and it's like, as long as they aren't being weird and gross about
Yeah,
it
yeah.
with, like, nasty pictures or anything, then no, I don't think there's anything wrong with them shooting their shot, as long as they're respectful if they get or in their presentation, and also if she doesn't reply or isn't
Look
interested.
at these horrible people online. Give us the tea. Drop the name. It might be your name. You know that, CJ? It might be your name. That's all I'm saying. It might be your name. I don't want to drop that. Anyway, going back going back to something more wholesome.
Yeah.
uh they usually in someone's like being a Christian in this gamer
Mhm.
community, do you find it difficult? Do you find it like lonely? Or do you
Yeah.
find it like cuz you have the church where a lot of them are like video games bad.
Right.
Tattoos bad, video games
I know.
bad, this is bad, don't do this, this is bad. Then you have the other one, and and then there's just this stigma with oh, Mel's a church girl, so stay away from her because
Yeah.
she's probably no fun. She probably has Bible breath. So I don't know if you know that term where everything's a scripture coming out of your mouth if
Hey,
you
I
hang
do
out.
have Bible breath. It's like I'm struggling to get through I struggle to get through any of my videos without bringing up like a Bible verse will hit me and I'm like, yeah, I got Bible breath bad, but I love it. But yeah, it's astonishing how many people absolutely hate Christians, just absolutely hate and despise them. So I get so much hate for that. In the because I and for those who don't know who are watching, I was in the gaming industry for over a decade doing like video game hosting and stuff. I hosted for GameStop TV and a bunch of other different companies and stuff. And I'd been doing it for so long and made a ton of friends and um, at the very beginning of that, I wasn't as vocal with my faith. And then after a while, there was even a time where I rebelled and turned against my faith and for a couple of years or so. And during that time that I turned against my faith, uh, everybody just suddenly loved me so much more. Everybody was so much nicer to me. I felt like the judgment from the world I wasn't getting anymore whenever I, turned against my faith and rebelled against my faith. And but even with that happening, which on paper you would think I would be happy about it, but instead I was
Yeah.
scared. I was like, oh
Was there
no, because the Bible talks about how the world will hate you and the world was not hating me, they were loving me, and it says friendship in the world is enmity with God, and I was like, I got scared. I did not like that at all, and once I got back into my faith and started being more outspoken about it, sure enough, lost a lot more friends, and then I was more vocal about other stuff going on in society and the problems going on, when with all the coof stuff that happened and speaking against mandates and all that. And then I lost about 90% or more of my friends in the gaming industry. And the ones who did stick around, out of them, most of them will not even publicly admit they're my friend. They want to just be my friend in secret.
how crazy is that?
Yeah.
It's like when you're not controversial for asking a question,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, she's good people, she's good people. Stay with her, but she's bringing up the Bible. Bible's bad. Oh, she's bringing up this. That's bad. She's bringing up that. That's bad. And and then they just walk away because
Mhm.
they don't want to be seen with contra what they think is controversial. What
Yeah.
what Twitter seems or whatever deems to be controversial. You talk about like there was a time where you went against your faith. What
Mhm.
was there like a moment or and if it's too personal, you do not have to
That's
share,
fine.
but was there like a moment where you just kind of were like, you know what? I gotta get back to God. I gotta get back to
Yeah.
church. Like, was there like a specific moment or was it just something that you just started slowly creeping back over?
It
And
was
then I'll get to super chats, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you. So
it was kind of a slow process because, like, even I grew up Christian my entire life up until those couple years or so that I rebelled, and so during that time even, all of a sudden, I was terrified of death, and I've never been scared of death because it's just like, I know, "Okay, I'm gonna go to heaven. It's fine." Like, but then all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, I was terrified of death, and I thought, "Man, I miss not being scared of death. I miss just having that security and safety and knowing that I would go to heaven. But then at the time I thought to myself, but I don't know if I could believe again. I don't know if I can because I'd already convinced myself that it was all fake and, you know,
Mm,
and and so I had that kind of lingering in the back of my mind for a bit and then I kind of I just started reading the Bible again and just seeing what would happen and then I kind of like secretly got back or I secretly like prayed and asked Jesus in my heart to forgive me and to be saved again. But it was kind of a baby steps thing because I didn't even tell anybody about it for like it was at least a few months, if not like a year. I didn't tell anybody about it. And I had and even when I came back to my faith, like, not even in the best way, because I was still like, "Well, I'm gonna come back on my own terms. I'm not gonna believe this is a sin or that's a sin or that's a sin, because I don't agree with that. I don't like that." And so I was still kind of in not I wasn't in the best mindset with it, but I did make some sort of effort. And then after, about a few months to a year, and then suddenly all the stuff was going on with um whenever all of the BLM stuff, the
yeah, yeah,
riots, all of
yeah.
that, and I saw all the division on social media and stuff, and I just thought, wow, society needs God so bad. And and that's when I started being more outspoken. I started sharing verses more on my social media, and then I just told myself, I was like, "I need to read the Bible every single day. I just need to do it because my
Mm,
faith wasn't growing and I was just in that like baby Christian stage. Even though I'd been a Christian for so long before, but when I came back because I was doing it on my own terms, I was still in a very baby Christian stage, which wasn't the best place to be. And so after committing myself to I'm going to read the Bible every single day, it's like I almost don't even recognize myself anymore after a while of doing that. It will and like I said before, there was a time where I thought, I don't know if I can believe again. I don't know if I can have that faith again. While reading the Bible every single day and making a commitment to read it every single day, nothing else could ever grow anyone's faith more than doing that and praying every day. And
that's true.
like I said, I don't even recognize myself from before to where I'm at now. Cause now I'm just like, back then I was like, I don't like that this is a sin. So I'm not going to believe this is it. Now I'm like, oh, it's in the Bible. It's a sin. Do I like that it's a sin? No, but doesn't matter what I think. It matters what God thinks. So that's the way it is. So yeah, it's like night and day.
My problem was, and if there's new people here that are gonna hear this, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like 6.5 years ago, I mean, everybody knows this. I went through like a terrible divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and the church abandoned me
Oh, I'm
because they felt like
sorry.
I was like damaged goods because I
Oh
would play like the piano and
no.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went through that phase of, well, then if that's how, if this is how those people are, I don't
Right.
want nothing to do with those people. And it was like, I don't want to be in heaven with a bunch of people like this. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. And so
Right.
I went on this weird journey because my dad was a preacher that never got paid. He was a ordained pastor, but he had another job. And
Okay.
so I was like, I'm gonna prove that there's no God. Like, I'm on
Right.
a mission. I was like, I traveled the world like twice over, and I remember this guy in China that was part of the underground church. And he was like, Jay, hey, what are you doing, man? Like, go
Yeah.
back home, stop traveling, go back home, stop
Wow.
doing all this stuff, sit down. And he goes, like, just read the red letters. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Don't read anything else. Don't listen to no podcast. Don't go to church. Don't go. This is what he was telling me. He's like, just
Yeah.
read the red letters. Don't do anything else. And then tell me you don't believe in God. I was like,
Yep.
come on. That's easy. He goes, you got to promise me. If you don't promise me, then I hope God strikes you with lightning right in your butt. Like, this is what he was saying. So I was
Wow.
like,
great guy.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So I go back. I'm like, all right, I don't want lightning to hit me.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting there, I'm going through this Bible, and I'm like, Jesus was like, if you see somebody hungry, give them something to eat, right? And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's like, that's pretty easy. It's like, why do we have to study? Like, why do I have to read that in the original Greek language? And why do I have to sing songs about it? And why do I have to have a Bible study about it? Like, you know what I mean? It was
Right,
like, and not that those things aren't important, but at the
right.
time I was like, okay. And then it was like, if you see someone without a home, and it just got me in this role of, okay, God, I see what you're saying. So
Mhm.
that's been my journey from that moment. And not to like, jump in the deep end, but yeah. And so like now everybody knows that's part of this channel. Like we every year we raise money and we go build orphanages. So it's like that's what I feel I'm supposed to be
That's
doing. And
amazing.
yeah, we just got back. I just got back from Mexico and we finished a special needs home. And we're trying to fund the furniture and stuff. It's pretty awesome. So and it's true. I just kind of stayed on them like red letters. It was just like
Yeah.
forgiveness. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
not today, guy. I'll read that tomorrow. Let's get back
Yo.
to the easy stuff. Can we get back to the easy stuff, please? So it
Oh.
was like it, and oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. I show receipts in my Discord. But yeah, so it's like that's just where I've been. And I got away from all the there's nothing wrong with it, but I just got away from all that like let's translate the golden lamppost from Revelation to dissolve the discern.
It's
There's a
funny
place
because
for that. Like, don't get
that's
me
where
wrong.
I'm at now. I'm in the really nerdy. I'm in the I've gotten to a point now to where I am trying to dissect everything like down to the nerdy little details of the Bible now. Um, and I've been studying more about that and about like the Hebrew and Greek translations and stuff because it's just fascinating. But yeah, I understand that that can be super overwhelming, and I don't think that it's necessary to go all that extra. But that's just kind of where I've been
I
lately.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get back there,
Yeah, and
but
it's fine that you're not. It's fine that you're not now. It's perfectly okay. But I think with you speaking about how the church treated you and stuff like that, especially, I think it's so sad because that happens to a lot of people where they will walk away from their faith altogether because people in the church not acting like they're supposed to. But the sad thing about it is they're going to have to answer for everyone that they push away. They're acting like Pharisees that Jesus condemned, and it's just there's a balance to be had here because you're supposed to call out sin, of course, but you're not supposed to like push your brothers and sisters in Christ away. Um, uh, and to be and to
yeah, it was
forget
rough.
about grace and mercy. So there's just like some can be way too mean and way too ridiculous on that side, and then you have the opposite side too of like the progressive churches that teach you you can do whatever you want, still go to heaven, which is not biblical at all. And so you got these polarizing sides that are both leading sheep to the slaughter, you know. Um, so
Yeah, it was just like, you know, I was kind of like, and I know it's not every church, but these were people that I've known,
that's
and you
sad.
just kind of like,
Yeah.
so it's like you go through this period where it's like, okay, now I'm really alone. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
I ain't got no friends.
Yep.
I'm all alone. What am I supposed to do? So let me just be angry. And it was
Yeah.
crazy. Um, oh man, I remember too, man. I put on like over 100 pounds. I just didn't
Hmm.
care. I was just working.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is gonna be my life. It's over. My
Oh.
life is over.
Yeah.
But I remember too, it was like my brother came over and was like, he looked at me, he's like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, get up. Like
Yeah.
there's so much more to live, man. You have so much more to do. So I just remember like, and we'll get into your massive butter diet on that because I know everybody, but yeah, he just was like, get out. And I remember I said, all right, every day I'm gonna walk a mile. All right.
Oh
So that was the
wow.
start. Then it was like, I'll do 2 miles and I'll cut out McDonald's for a day or something like, you know what I mean? It was like I just did
Right.
these small little things where I
Small
actually
steps.
saw like little victories in life. I'm like, I did a mile. Oh my gosh, like the victory. And I was like dying and sweating and all that stuff. But so it's still a process. I'm gonna read.
Yeah.
You might have some questions here, so
Okay.
we'll get through some super chats here. Brian for $5. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this. Now's your chance, Jay. Don't blow it. Ask a real gamer for some pointers on Mario Kart. We've all seen you race, and yesterday was an anomaly. Yeah, I actually did really well on Mario Kart. I'm finding my groove.
Oh, nice.
Got some
Uh,
trophies against the G. Are you gonna play
oh
on
yeah, I'm totally
G and
down to
G?
play. But it's funny because I'm not much of a Mario Kart person. Like I'm not that good at it. I play more Crash Team Racing than Mario Kart. So
See, I need more Christians over there because all they do is cuss and scream and all that stuff, and I'm just like trying to win.
I got you.
That's the other thing too. People are always like, "Jay, you're a Christian. How do you hang out with these people?" I was like, "I love these. These are my
I hate
friends,
it when
man."
people say that. We are not we are never called to not associate with people who are not Christians. Of course we can associate with them. Like it's just like there's obviously a balance. You don't want like really terrible people to have bad influence on you, but like the crew, they're the geeks and gamer crew, all that, they're amazing. They're
They're
great.
amazing people.
And even the Bible even says honestly, if anything, it says do not associate with people who say they're Christians but they're not living like it. It's saying don't associate with those people. But it also says that but specifically for people who are claiming to be Christians but who aren't living like it, because those if that included people who weren't Christians, then we wouldn't be able to associate with anybody. So it's just because most people aren't, like that's just where it is. Um
Yeah, it's
so I mean
wild.
the Bible's specific about that. So people who are saying that we should not be associating with non-Christians at all, they're wrong. That's not biblical and it's a terrible thing to tell people. But I get that too, especially from there's some people who are so mad that I'm friends with the Simpcast girls, and
Ooh,
it's like, "Really?" Like, I'm not that's ridiculous.
it's pretty bad. Captain Wreck for 2. I'm only here so I don't get fined. Well, thank you for being here. My friend, thank you. My friend Gaming or what? Dropping a $10 and just leaves.
Hey.
Just says hi. I'm out. Don't even have to say anything. Thank you, Gaming or what? Always happy to see you here. The real Steven TV. I love Steven.
Yay,
He's always
hi,
in my Twitch stream.
Steven.
What's up, Jay? I see you have the magnificent Melly Mac on your podcast. She's absolutely amazing and the best Christian woman I knew. No, stay cool,
Aw,
Jay. Thank you, Steven, for $5.
thank you, Steven.
CJ for 5. Hail, Jay. Hail, Melanie. Grab your buckets, grab your butter. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna get
Yes.
into this butter thing real soon. Let me get through these. Thank you, CJ. My man Robert for $2. Be blessed, you both. Just got my Gundam Shaker Mac.
Oh, sweet, like from, G Fuel?
G Fuel, yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty wild.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
have a
using my
Melanie Mac
code.
shaker. What's up with that?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a shaker, like my own shaker yet. Like, hopefully one day. Last year, I was in like a G Fuel competition thing, and I got so
I
close. I made
remember.
like top 4, and I needed to make top 2 or 3, and I would have had my shaker. I was one step away, and I missed it. But maybe next year they'll ask me, or this year they'll ask me to compete, and maybe I'll get it this time. So we'll see.
I appreciate G Fuel not canceling you
I know.
through all this.
I
So
still am shocked. I ask myself, like, especially once I post a tweet that gets a lot of controversy or something, and I'm
well,
thinking, "Oh, I wonder if this is it. I wonder if
stop.
this is gonna be the tweet. Is
Every
this gonna be the one that they're gonna drop me for my sponsorship?" But they haven't. They've been really awesome.
uh every tweet that you tweet goes viral in the worst way.
I know.
So you could even just tweet, "Hi, have a
I
great day, everyone."
know.
That stupid gamer thinks she's better than us,
I
and you're just like,
posted. It's like,
"Jeez,
dude,
calm down, everyone."
if I make a tweet about like transgender ideology getting out of control, then yes, I expect a backlash from that. But when I tweet a picture of my food and I'm getting a crap ton of backlash for that, I'm like, I can't win. Apparently, I can't win.
That's wild. You guys are blessing me in the chat. Thank you. I'm gonna have to restock my G Fuel now. I can afford it. Can't afford it. Actually, you guys know what we're doing with this money. So let's see. Flirting allowed. Jay, you sexy mother effer. Thank you, Captain Red. Stay in Canada. Alex, my man Alex with $1. Speaking of geeks and gamers, nice pick with Jeremy. I love it. Borg Pork for 5. Hi, Jay and Melanie. I got a job interview tomorrow at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, sweet. I hope you get it. I hope I get the job. They put me in the Nintendo world. Wish me like, bro, if you get that job, you better email me because I'm heading out to California. I'd love to see you.
Yay.
I'm not asking for any tips or favors. Hint, hint, hint. But I'll bring you a free shirt if anyway. No. I hope you get the job, brother. I really seriously
Yes,
do.
you got this.
Orange Grove 55. 2 of my favorite content creators. Love you, Jay and Mel.
Thank
Hey, you can't
you.
call her Mel yet. I don't think she
Oh,
knows
it's
you like
okay.
that,
You
but
can't.
I
It's
know.
fine.
That's Orange Grove. They're good theme park people. I really love their channel. So good stuff. Andrew Rob for 10. Thank you guys so much. Hey Jay, I have a few of your shirts. My favorite one is the Don't Tread on Me shirt. Thank Mel. That inspired me to buy it. I always love wearing it at
Yay.
the gym. Did I get you a shirt too?
No,
Or was
I
it just a
bought the
hat?
hoodie. I bought the hoodie.
Oh,
I
nice.
love it. It's awesome.
It's not, I bet it goes well over there in Texas.
Oh yeah, it
I
does.
got people emailing me stuff from their work telling them that they're not allowed to wear that shirt. And
What?
I was like, hey, listen, don't wear, I don't want no one in trouble for wearing a shirt of mine. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want like, so, you know, if you guys got fired or something for wearing it, like, let me know. I'll try to signal boost that kind of craziness. But
right.
don't get in trouble for wearing a shirt. Yeah, like the Don't Tread on Me. Apparently they were like, yeah, that's not welcome here in California. So
Oh
I
no.
know. It's like, well, I have other options. There you go. Maybe they don't
There
like the
you go.
flag, period. Anyway, Deadpool Nightmare. What's up, guys? Hope y'all are having a good day. Thanks for all that you guys do. Well, thank you.
Yay.
I don't know what we do, but we hope it inspires you to do something better than what we do. Low Watermark, who gifted 50 subs to the channel, also dropped $50. Bro, thank you, man. Jay, can you get Melonie Mac on the Geeks and Gamers Fortnite stream? I
Oh.
am actually serious on this one. Melonie Mac belongs on G&G with Jeremy, you, and Chris, though.
I have not played Fortnite in like 2 years. I always tell people I don't know what could get me back into Fortnite, not even the Lara Croft skins could, but playing with you guys on G&G, yeah, that I would play Fortnite with you guys.
You know, we're going to bother you now.
Okay,
We're going to bother you about Fortnite.
bring it.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm a Fortnite champion, so it's okay. Like, we'll carry it for a
Nice.
little bit. And we all got the Lara Croft skins.
That's
So
gonna be funny because if they're not in the shop anymore, I'll be the only one without one, and I'm a mega Tomb Raider fan.
we could gift it to you. So I'm sure somebody would gift it to you if you played. I'll let
Yeah,
Jeremy know that you're open to Mario Kart. And you have you don't have a Switch
I
though,
have
do
a
you?
Switch. Yeah, I've been
Oh,
playing
okay.
Fire Emblem on it lately.
Oh, you're playing that on your Switch. Okay. Why did I think
Mm-hmm.
that was PC?
No,
Uh,
it's Nintendo exclusive.
ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that. I'm gonna be playing oh my gosh, 007 that just they just released the
Oh.
old one. And also I did ask Melanie to give me her favorite NES games because I had Stuttering Craig on here and who always did the top 10 list, and I gave him my top 10. I'll share
Uh-huh.
them with you. And he
Okay.
he almost quit the stream and never came back. So I'll get through these and then
Okay.
JS Pena for $2. Hey, what's up, Melanie? Hail
Hey!
Godzilla.
Yes.
All right, Godzilla. Oh my gosh, we have a new member. You guys know what that means.
Hey.
New members to the channel. Here we go. Yeah, it's just a thing here. David Lowe for 5. I hope Chrissy Mayer does a Forspoken parody called Forspoken.
Frost spoken. That's
Oh,
brilliant.
oh, Frostspoke. Yeah, yeah. Oh man,
That would be brilliant. Have you seen the videos of the cringe dialogue in Forspoken?
it's pretty. You did a video on it.
Yeah, I did. It is awful.
What do they?
Oh my goodness.
How do they get it? You? We see that. I'm sorry. It's like every time I see these things,
Mhm.
you're just like, who approved this stuff?
I know.
Like, like who's sitting behind a desk going, uh, good stuff.
The dialogue is what stopped me from getting that game altogether because I was honestly really excited for it, but I can't tolerate it. It would make me angry. I just can't do it. But the thing is I truly feel like the gaming industry has just been hijacked by a bunch of non-gamers and more so activists than anything. So people who aren't even really gamers and who don't understand actual gamers and actual gamer culture. And so that's why we're seeing a bunch of this crap like that.
That is very sad. Also, huge shout out to Project Egg Roll who gifted another 5 members to the channel. Turn your speakers up because if you guys keep gifting members, you're gonna hear a lot of Rose Tico because that's just what we do here on this stream. So let's see them in the chat. Get your Rose Ticos, my members. Boom. So far, I've never been copyrighted on that.
All
It's
right.
a remix
That's
song. Yeah,
good.
something wild. Let's see. We're almost done here. It's Chewy for 5 sub, Drunk and Melonie. You know, Houston, Texas is in the house. Yeah, Chewy from Houston, Texas.
Hey.
Good to see you here, Chewy. Very strong supporter of the channel. Joe Joe Pureblood, I love it. For $5. Loving the stream, Jay. Cheers. By the way, great racing last night in Mario Kart. Probably the best I ever did. In like 2 years of playing with Geeks and Gamers. I was focused. Yeah, I'm making a comeback in my gaming stuff.
Love it.
Chris for $5. Good to see someone espousing
Espousing.
Christian views openly in a way that doesn't seem too grifty. Good luck with your future dating. It's weird out there from Chris. I almost
Thank
called you, I
you.
almost said Chris Koala, so forgive me, Chris. That's why
That sounds like an amazing name,
I
Chris
kind of took a
Koala.
breath there. I was like, oh, let me just not mess up his name. Sorry, Chris. Yeah, good luck on dating. My gosh, you guys are being so generous. Thank you so much. You guys are still going. Aaron Knight for $5. Melonie, this is not me hitting on you. Well, that's how you started. I just want to say that I'm a believer, a Bible teacher, and a worship leader. You are not alone. I don't think she would.
Amen.
I don't think she would take that as hitting on you, but
I
appreciate the
don't.
preference.
Thank you for your kind words and for sharing that. I think that's awesome.
I I'm sure Melonie has heard some really good pickup lines in her day. Someone was hitting on them. Alex for 5. Melonie, that's not called losing friends while you were being yourself. That's trimming the actual fat. Fake people are dead weight.
That's right. One of my friends said it in the most amazing way. She said, "You just flushed the toilet. You didn't lose real friends, you flushed the toilet."
It's really, the other day on Twitter, or maybe it was your Instagram story, you were talking about how thankful you were because you went through this period of like feeling alone, and now it's like you
Yeah.
said you discovered a whole new group of people that
I swear. It's funny because I feel like it all started with Chrissy Mayer. She kind of adopted me into this group here because it was not long after I had got canceled. I lost so many friends and stuff, and I did feel incredibly alone. And I thought, and it's hard to make friends, it's just hard, especially like people can't always tell online, but I am very introverted. So it is hard for me to make friends. It's very difficult. And so I thought, man, am I just gonna be alone forever? Like I was going through one of those, stages where
yeah.
I was just down in the dumps. And then I got an email from Frank, and he's like, "Hey, Chrissy really wants you on her podcast." And if I remember right, I don't even think I answered the first time because I thought this is gonna sound awful, but I thought a woman, she's gonna be woke and she's gonna hate me. And so, but then I got another email. Christy really wants you on her podcast, and so then I looked at her channel and I was like, wait a minute, I misjudged because I just knew she was a woman, and I'm used to women content creators are usually very woke, and I thought, oh, she's just gonna hate me. But then I saw her channel and I was like, wait a minute, yeah, I'll do this. And so talking to her, being on there, being on Simpcast, and then all of a sudden it just opened a lot of doors to, all of the mutuals in that circle. And just made so many friends in that circle, and real good legit people like you, the Geeks and Gamers crew, and everybody else in that circle. And I feel like now I can be myself, I can have my opinions, and whether we all agree on things or not, there's plenty of things that so many of us don't agree with each other on, and that's okay. We're still really cool with each other, and I love that. And I feel like I have just a great group of actual friends now, real deal friends.
Yeah, I gotta correct you on one thing. When all this stuff started, you were on my podcast first, and I
Wait,
introduced you
was I
to this.
on you before Chrissy
Yeah,
Mayers?
and then you got on F&T, and then you got on Chrissy and all that. I
Wait,
was
I
like,
thought
no,
I was on Chrissy before F&T. Well, I was on.
I'm
Wait,
just saying it all started right here because I knew who Melanie Mac was
I
way
feel awful
before.
if I was on yours first, and I just overlooked that detail.
Forgot all about Jay. That's right.
I could have sworn I was on Chrissy
Chat is
first.
killing me.
Okay, well
Look at
then
that.
you
Jay
you
forgotten
adopted me
again.
then. You adopted me. And then Chrissy.
Oh man, it was rough. I'm telling you.
I'm
Well, you're only
sorry.
on like it was one show, and like I remember the
It was a great time. I had a blast.
oh my gosh, even Star Wars theories roasting me in my own chat. The biggest
I feel awful. I thought I was on Chrissy's show first. I don't know why I thought that.
It's okay. Well, it was like because I God, this is gonna sound so weird. It's like because I knew who Mel was before all this stuff happened, and I knew your story of being at GameStop TV,
Yeah.
and yeah, because I always followed her. I was a subscriber to your bigger channel
Yeah.
that you just game on now. Jay's just simpy. I am. That's right. I am.
Well,
I
thank you.
am.
I feel absolutely terrible that I remembered
Yeah, it
that
was
in the wrong
because of me.
order.
She got 100,000 holocron. No,
It was. Well, I appreciate it. I think that was great. So you adopted me and got me in this circle.
yeah, I just wanted to make that clear to everyone that she owes everything to me. So we'll
Changed
make that.
my life for the better. Thank you.
That's right. And while I while I'm saying those things, this is what the chat hears.
Please clap.
Oh, and the quartering too.
Yeah,
I
no, the
cannot
quartering.
forget the quartering, because
No,
the
the quartering's
quartering.
been awesome.
Oh my goodness, the quartering had my back since since I
Yeah.
first started getting backlash in like 2020, and that's when it first started a little bit. I didn't even know who the quartering was. He didn't know who I was until he found like a viral tweet of all this controversy that was going on around me over Lara Croft, because I liked her old design better. And he made a video about it, and a bunch of people were defending me because of that. And that's how I first became friends with the quartering. And then I'm telling you, when I had absolutely nobody, he was still
Yeah.
in my corner and had my back. And he also mentored me with starting my Go Boom channel. I wouldn't even have even started that if it wasn't for him. And then when I did start it, he made a video to tell everybody about it. He just was so helpful and so amazing. So I cannot thank him enough for all of that.
No,
Yeah.
he's me and quartering go back and forth over. Well, we used to do it a lot more when he was because he was trying to get a Gina Carano interview,
Mhm.
and Gina was on my channel, and he was like, how did you get that? How did you get that before me? I'm the quarter, and now we have like he's been freaking. He's awesome.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, he is. And yeah, and it
freaking
was funny
awesome.
because there was a time because I was still working for GameStop TV at the time when I first internet met the quartering. And so he would make those videos and stuff, and we still followed each other. But people were emailing GameStop headquarters to tell them that I should be fired because I was friends with the quartering. And
Yes.
I got a call from them, and they were like, somebody said you were friends with a white supremacist. I'm like, what? He's not a white supremacist. What the heck? And then they were like, oh, okay, well, it's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen. I just had to call you and tell you. And I was like, what the heck? And so there was a time whenever I was working with GameStop TV to where I couldn't publicly tweet at the quartering that often or anything like that because people kept calling GameStop headquarters to get me fired. And then once GameStop TV hired or laid off all of their hosts and stuff, that's when I was like, okay, I'm free now. I'm free. You know, as it was still
It's
sad because I
wild,
had so
man.
much fun hosting for them, but I thought now I'm truly free. And that's when I was able to start my channel, my Go Boom channel, all that kind of stuff. And then that's when it was like, okay, you know, now the filter is off. I can be outspoken as I
You can be
want.
yourself.
Yes, I could be myself now.
All
And
right, chat.
yeah.
Chat's correcting me. So I will double check. I'm almost positive Melanie was on my podcast before Chris. I will
Oh,
check, and
do we have somebody who can fact check it?
if I'm wrong, then I will admit it. I will publicly
Okay.
apologize, but I don't think I am.
We need a fact check. The dates
It's
of
on
when
there.
I
You
was
you
on.
guys
Yeah,
could go to
you could
my
just go to
yeah.
Chrissy Mayer's channel,
You
find
could
the
go.
first not it wasn't Simcast, it was an actual interview with me. So find that video, look up our old one and see, fact check it.
Yeah, if you go through the podcast, I made it easy. You could just go through my playlist podcast. It's
Yeah.
on there. The date's there. If Jay's wrong, he
Okay.
has to put on the Canadian bear costume. Oh man, I didn't agree to that.
I still got that right.
You got.
It's
I'm
behind.
glad you didn't throw it away.
See
There
right
it
there?
is. I'm glad you didn't throw my bear away. All right,
Of
here we go.
course not.
Let's see. Push-ups 2345 says I'm still in that freaking sunken ship. I'm sorry. I hope you get out of it.
Are you talking about Tomb Raider 2 or something?
It might be. This was an older. I'm trying to get through them, and it could be. I hope you get out soon. The coconut for 10. What does Melanie think about your way of putting down old cats? Nah, I don't know if she knows about that, but
What?
it's a terrible. So a while ago, I had I had a cat, and it was about to die. It was old. And I made a statement that I was like, sometimes having cats are cool because if you open the door and they go out, they just never come back because they just go out to die. And I got so much
Aw.
heat for that that everyone's like, don't ever own a cat, Jay. That's terrible. And I was like, it's not like I open the door and say, go die. It's
Yeah.
like sometimes I don't think Melanie approves. And so I thought that's just what happens. Like they
It
just get
does happen.
old.
I had a cat do that, but he didn't die of old age. I don't know what happened to him, but he would camp by the door for when I'd let the dog out. I mean, I was like a teenager at this time. And so I'd let the dog out, and then he was hiding, and then he was like, boom, run out because he just wanted to be outside all the time. Well, one time he did that and never came back. So oh, I was on chat just said I was on Chrissy Mayer on January 27th, and I
And
was
me
on
February
you Feb
7th. So it was like a
I
week.
did remember it right. I thought I did. Now I
I
feel
was
less guilty because my goodness, you have no idea how much
I
how mad I was at myself if I would have gotten that in the wrong order.
I was incorrect. I apologize. I'm
But hey, you're
sorry.
still a real one. You're a real one who was
I
following me for a long
apologize.
time and yeah, you had my back. I just didn't know at the time.
Didn't Jay, you loser. Yeah. Justice for Chrissy.
No!
Yeah, I
Be
know.
nice.
Jay's a liar. Yeah, that's right. Hey, man, I almost got
That
I
is
was
so
off like a
funny.
week, so you're right. The poor
It
Jay,
was
yeah,
close. It was really close.
it was a
So I
race to
can
the
see why
finish.
you would think that totally.
Oh, man, Disco Cobra for $50. Thank you so much. Just because I'm curious, I'm someone who believes in the Bible myself. I'm wondering how Melanie Mack got interested in Christianity as a whole. Did you grow up around these people or did you find it later in life? Has it been difficult to maintain your faith?
I grew up Christian, like, my parents were very amazing like, my dad made sure we did not miss church ever, and it's funny because a lot of people usually it's the dad that stays home and the mom will take him to church, but my dad was like, "No exceptions, we going to church every single week," and yeah, so it's always been a huge part of my life apart from my mini rebellious phase, but maintaining faith, like I said earlier, the absolute best way you can do that is to just you have to prioritize reading the Bible every single day, at least a chapter. And I've gotten to the point to where it's like people will ask, "Well, how do you do that? Don't you get busy? Don't you?" It's like you prioritize what's important. I will not let myself sleep for the night if I don't care if it's 6 a.m. and I stayed up too late watching TikTok videos. I will make sure I read a chapter of my Bible before I go to bed. It has to happen, and nothing will strengthen your faith as much as just reading the Bible, plain and simple.
Yeah, you know what? There's no excuse, people. There's an app on
There
your
isn't.
phone that can set an
Exactly.
alarm. You can find plans and
People
all
say
kinds of stuff on
yeah,
top.
and people will reply to my Instagram stories or send me a DM request, and they're like, "I just don't have time." And I'm like, "You had time to send me a DM request? You have time to spend, like, what, 10 to 30 minutes reading a chapter of the Bible. You can do it."
That's true. I usually listen.
Oh, audio Bible? Yeah, that
Now I
too.
listen while I walk. First thing I try to do
Yes.
when I get up is take a little walk, so I start my day. But yeah.
My dad does that. He listens to the audio Bible in the morning, so that's also really good.
Andrew, Rob for 10. Both you guys are more than welcome to come to my church. They've got some good people at my church. That's good, Andrew.
Aw, that's great.
Glad you found a great church. That's everyone should find a great group of people to hang out with and do Bible together. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I love that. Listen, I know I talked bad about the church earlier, but Jesus loved the church and all their
Yeah.
problems. So I got nothing against the church I go to now. We volunteer at a senior home. I love it. We played the piano for them, for these people that are forgot these older people that are forgotten in a senior home. I try to do it once a month and play them old hymns for them, and I love it. So it's good stuff. Uh, Ask Clapius. Did I say that right? Hate the sin, not the center. I forget which verse this is. It's not really a verse. It's more of a cliche
Right.
Christian quote that people say.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it's still like, I think just simply because the Bible tells us, like, we're supposed to love our enemies, even for example, but we are supposed to call out sin. So, yeah, that's kind of that.
Nick for 20. You just earned my subscription, Jay. As someone who has had an uncle who has I earned your subscription because I got a divorce. All right. Who's been in a divorce and distanced himself from the Catholic Church. I still love him and have a great relationship with him. I hope you both find peace. I appreciate that. I am very like I know there's like everyone jokes with me because I always say I'm happy. I am really at peace with
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I am really happy. And I'm like just I'm going through I'm enjoying this run. Whatever this thing is on the internet, whatever, meeting people like Melonie and everybody else, whatever it is, I'm enjoying this run
I
and
love
whenever
it.
it's over and I couldn't be happier. It's been a wonderful journey. Um it's been a wonderful journey. So, but yeah, I'm at peace with it all. I'm at peace with it all. And there's Yellow Flash, who's been banned on Twitter, throwing the 99-cent
Hey!
poop stickers. He loves to throw about 50 of these, right? Or maybe he's gonna throw 100 of these. 100 of these, right, Flash? That's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for 100 poop stickers. And I love Yellow Flash. I'm part of his Flashcast on Saturday nights, and he has been one of the he has been such an encourager to me too. through this whole YouTube journey. So I
I
appreciate
love
him,
that.
even though he throws poop at me all the time. Aaron Knight becomes a new member. Boom.
Yay!
Where's those Rose Tico? Boom. You play like hard rock when somebody. I
Yeah,
see
I
you on
play
Twitch.
Devil May Cry music.
What's
Yep.
it?
It's
I will
funny.
say,
I was like at the beginning of one of my streams, I just randomly just went on a tangent talking about like the Bible and stuff and was really going off on it. And then after it was done, I realized I had the Devil May Cry soundtrack playing in the background the whole time. And I just thought that was
it's pretty
the
funny.
funniest, most ironic thing.
I will say this about Yellow Flash. We were at the convention, Anime Matsuri,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sitting in his booth, and his name was behind me, and someone took my picture and put it on Twitter, and all his enemies, all of them, started attacking me saying, "Wow, Yellow Flash finally shows his face. What an ugly piece of trash. What a why." And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not even him. God damn. Like, and Yellow
Oh
Flash
no, you're
is
frozen for me.
me? Am I back? Can you
Uh-oh.
see me?
Yeah, I can now. Was that on my end or yours?
I thought
Did the airplane fly over?
it might have. I was saying, like, did you guys hear me or was it Mel? Anyway,
It might have been me. We
oh,
got like
they said Mel
a
was froze.
snowstorm going
Okay.
on right now, so I don't know if that had any
I
effect.
was like, so basically, someone took a picture of me right behind Yellow Flash, his booth,
Mhm.
and they posted it on Twitter. And people thought I was Yellow Flash showing my face for the first time. And all his haters were just attacking that photo, like, that guy's so
What?
ugly. Yellow Flash is hideous. Look how ugly he is, and this and
What
that. And they're
the
like,
heck?
and I'm sitting there like, I'm not even him. What's wrong with you blue-haired
You're not
people?
him and you're also not ugly. What the crap? They're
Ooh,
so
I'm
mean.
clipping that. All right, so it was funny though. Of course, I made a video and made money off of it. So that's you guys are just being way so generous on this podcast stream. People are gonna be listening to this on iTunes. Like, I need to join the fun. That's it. My man Ivan, great stream. Just sub to Melonie's channel. Yeah, you can find Melonie's channel
Yay.
in the description. And mods, if you don't mind dropping Melanie's Twitch and YouTube channel, please, since we have over 800 people watching. I appreciate it. John Phillips for 10. Best podcast ever. Praying for Jay and Melonie. And I love video games.
Aw,
John,
thank
thank you, man. I
you.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Raptor03 with a
Raider, let's
Raiders.
go.
Sorry.
Raider is so real.
What's that face for? Raider, what happened? What'd I do?
Hey, he dropped $99.
I know
He can use,
$100
he
for an
can use
emoji.
whatever emoji he wants.
I know. I feel like, all right. I'll give you a little happy. There we go.
I
Thank
love
you,
it.
Raider. I don't know why you gave me the emoji though. Sorry. You guys are being very, very generous. Thank you so much. I haven't even gotten to her diet yet. And listen, if you have to leave, just
Oh no,
tell me
I'm
in the
fine.
private chat. Just
I'm
be like,
good.
you've taken too much of my time. Aaron Williams, man, should me and Melanie do a Bible live
Apparently,
stream
we
like
need to
once a
do like
month?
a monthly Bible study.
You could do it on any channel. I don't care. It's like
Yeah,
talking about the Bible is good stuff.
yeah.
Aaron Williams for 20. I was an atheist that would even argue with Christians. One Saturday, God spoke to me and told me he was real. He woke me up Sunday morning and told me to go to church. I obeyed, and weeks
Oh
later, I became
wow.
born again. Wow, Aaron.
Oh, that's a beautiful testimony. Oh my goodness. That's
What a story.
amazing.
Thank you for sharing,
Wow.
and thank you for donating. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, but appreciate it. Azure Ram 66 for $5 says, may the force be with us all. Yeah, indeed. Even though Melanie's not much of a Star Wars person, so
No, like I'm a casual Star Wars watcher. Like I watched all the mainline movies. I'm a prequel fan. Um
yes, thank
yes.
you.
I am a
Same.
prequel fan. That's my favorite era of Star Wars. Didn't like the newest trilogy at all.
Gee.
But yeah, I'd consider myself just a very casual Star Wars fan.
So you want us to talk about the Bible once a month and call it the Bible Breath Show?
That's brilliant.
Be kind of funny. If you seriously would like something like that, I'm open to it. Just spam Melanie. You know, she
All
loves being
right,
spammed by everybody.
let's go.
As if she doesn't have another million messages to deal with. Super Galactic Fantastic Dimension with $50. Holy crap, thank you. I follow both of you on Twitter. You guys are awesome people. Glad to see you young folks talking about their faith. Jay, I've been through similar with church. Remember, God is faithful. Be encouraged. Man, I
Aw.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think as sad as it might be, I think it was a necessary thing for me to be where I'm at today. I think that's it happens. Not saying that God put evil in my life or things, but
Mhm.
we're all on this journey together, and some people are here on their journey, some people are here,
Yep.
and I can't expect these people to walk where I'm at, and so no love loss, like I mean, you know, no hate. I wish everybody the best, and I at the end of the day, I really want everyone to be in their passion and just enjoying their life, man, because everyone's too
Mhm.
angry.
Yes,
Um,
ain't that the truth?
Everybody's too angry. Fire Monster with 99¢. Thank you so much. X-Wing with 20. Maybe I'm finding a whole other side of YouTube I had no idea existed. Here's to two beautiful people. Maybe we can all learn from. Thank you for the
Thank
$20.
you, X-Wing.
That's why like there are people that are happy on YouTube.
Yes.
There are people that are happy on YouTube. Cajun Corey for 5. Hold on to your buckets of butter. Melanie, awesome. Go boom. Yeah, she
Yes.
does go boom. She goes boom at least once a day, I think. Joseph for
Yeah,
$2
pretty
just
much.
wanted to say hello to Melanie. What's up, Joseph? Oh, wait, he
Hi.
didn't say hello to me. So over there, over there. Tom for $5. First time watching Drunk 3PO. I'm really sorry to hear that. I heard about you from the quartering. Then you had Melanie on, so I thought I'd give you a watch. Definitely subbing. Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Awesome. One step closer to that 100,000. You
Appreciate it.
got it.
If you don't like it, you can leave. I get it. I'm an acquired. I'm like a fungus. I'll grow on you. So you know, CC karaoke for 2. Nothing specific to say, but alien, alien, alien. Wow. Mike Wood for 5. Great stream, you guys. Great stream. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Thank you, Mike, for
Thank you.
$5. And my Vegeta, is that it? My Vegeta 77,
Yeah.
is that Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Melanie is just amazing. She's strong in her
Aw.
convictions and faith. She's a role model to us Christians who struggle. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you. That's so nice of you to say. Thank you.
How does that make you feel? Like does
It's
that feel
it's
weird?
it's humbling. Like I
Mm.
I get comments like that a lot and or people sending me DM requests and stuff just saying, how they were going through a hard time in their faith or maybe they walked away from their faith and then they came back because of seeing, me talk about the Bible or God or my testimony and I'm just like, wow, it's so humbling. It really is.
That's I don't get those kind of nice emails. I get the I hate you. It was supposed to be me with Gina Carano, not you. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Don't
So
be mistaken. I get hate a lot. It is like insane.
Mark for 10. Mel, after watching how the Simcast girls like Anna and Chrissy stick up for Brittany in the is that
Oh,
did
that's
you
the
mean
Eliza Blue, I think.
Eliza, or what's her name? What's
Eliza
her
Blue, Eliza
Yeah,
Blue, or
Eliza
something like
Blue.
that.
They would take a bullet for you. Don't let anyone knock you for having them as
Aw,
friends. Mark for 10.
exactly. Thank you so much for saying that, because that's the thing is people like people tell me, oh, you shouldn't be friends with them. You shouldn't be friends with them. It makes me so mad because I know that they would have my back. And yeah, you can't take real friends for granted.
Michael P, read my next messages, guys. Super chat won't send. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I probably missed it. Thank you. Well, that super chat sent. But thank you. Azuran for 2, trumping D-Day Cobra. Thank you. Mr. Buttcrack Media for 2. Congrats, Melonie, on your YouTube plaque.
Thank you.
John Thomas, $2 says test. It seems to be working. Dr. Rachel Lindbergh,
Rachel.
she had a you shared it on Twitter, but was it your dog that just passed away
Oh.
today?
Oh
So yeah, I think it was
no.
it
Aw.
your dog or cat? Ah, I think I liked it in passing. Anyway, she lost that's like a member of the family. So if you want to send Dr. Rachel
Yeah.
some prayer emojis in the chat
Yeah.
just to let her know. It really sucks. Um how, when you lose someone like that. So
Yeah.
the real Steven TV. What's up, Steven? Again, Jay, I just wanted to say God love you and I pray for you all the time. Stay cool, my brother. I appreciate that, Steven.
Oh, that's so
Y'all need a
nice.
Steven in your life.
Yes.
Greg for 5. We're almost done. Greg for 5 says my second ever super chat. First was a few nights ago during a Fortnite stream, and Jeremy totally ignored it. I will never ignore your super chat. You could send them here all the time. Trust me. That's it. Trust me, Greg. Send them here. My man GJJ has been very instrumental in this home that we're building in Mexico. Thank you. Says sub for $20. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being
Yay.
here. Robert Wiles for 5. Jay, my brother, just got promoted to command major with an 0.5 chance he will get. Got promoted to command major with an 0.5 chance to get it. He didn't know he was put up for it in the Army. Well, that's good, man.
Wow.
That's awesome, Robert. That's awesome. Captain, 45 Us is a new member. Let's see those Rose Ticos, baby. Ready? Wait, I totally botched it because I didn't have it up. I have to scroll all the way down. How embarrassing, Jay. Your boomer moments are there we go. Here we go. Whew, this is just becoming a read a question stream. John, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Wow.
Jay, for your building fund in memory of my friend who died. Oh
Oh.
man, you lost a friend
Oh
at the end of the
no.
year. I'm so sorry to hear that from cancer. She was very involved in missions. Her husband is a semi-retired Methodist minister and involved in Haiti missions. If you're interested in doing something there, I would forward you the email. I don't know if you know this, John. I lived in Haiti for years. I actually speak a little Creole.
Wow.
If you see me on my Instagram, you could scroll down and see all the photos where we built a lot of schools there while I was living there, back and forth from the US. So yeah, Haiti is my second home and it has a close place to my heart. So I thank you so much. I appreciate it, John. If you could email me your friend's name, so when I give the money over, like we can get that correct at drunk3po@gmail. That would be great. That would be awesome. So if you can email that, I want to make sure I do this right. So appreciate the donation. Big Daddy D, oh Shat Big Tats, Melanie's tats. She's tatted from head to
Yeah.
toe, man, even her
Well,
toenails.
I don't know about that, but my arms are tatted.
Of her favorite, you got Laura Croft on your arm,
Yep,
or
right there.
it's with
This
the
is all
glasses
like a
too.
Tomb Raider. Yeah, she's got her round iconic sunglasses, and then just like things that made me think of Tomb Raider, like bats and the dragon from Tomb Raider 2. So yeah.
Christians aren't supposed to have tattoos, man. I mean, I'm just saying, terrible
People
people we are.
always that's always their thing, and I think it makes no sense for people to give me a hard time with that because A, they're misrepresenting that verse that's talking about pagan scarification practices, but B, how they know I didn't get these tattoos when I wasn't saved. You know what I mean? It's just a stupid thing to condemn people for.
Pretty crazy, right? Robert for
Yeah.
2, command major. Major Sergeant, my brother's promotion. Okay, right. Robert, you don't have to super chat to correct yourself. It's all good, brother. I appreciate it though. John for 5. Jay was first. All hail Jay. Well, I wasn't. Maybe I was the first one to follow her on Twitter. I'll have
Well, I
that one.
bet out of all of our friend group, you were probably the first one to follow me first. So I appreciate that.
Holy crap. Look at that avatar. A night for 5. Melonie, I learned a terrible truth. I think Jay is a white supremacist. He's been around Ryan too much. Yeah, I'm just oozing it. You could tell.
I get so much of a laugh every time Ryan pretty much speaks it all because he has zero filter at all, zero, and
This
I
is
love it. We were talking about when we were talking about The Last of Us and how Ellie's not casted well. He's just like
I know. He was in the Navy. That's what
I'm like, this is awesome.
what do you expect? This is in the Navy. What's up, Demogenite for 2 says sup, bro. Hello, Mel, and great show. Thank you for being
Hi.
here, D. 0 for 5. Hello, Jay. Love your channel. Melonie, I found you because of the quartering and love your channel too. This community is better with more people like you.
Thank you so much.
Mel, how does Jay match up to your perfect mate? Oh, no, don't
Oh
answer that.
my gosh.
I don't even want to know what you would say. I don't even want to know. She could text me later. Oh, you want to know? All right, so I could tell you how I match up. Melonie was going through a terrible time. I don't know when. We all go through time. I sent her a message on Instagram. I was like, all right, this is all full transparency. I don't care. It's fine. I was like, hey, Mel, if you ever need to talk, here's my phone number. And she's like, oh, man, I'll text you. No.
I feel
And I was like, no, don't change. I was just like, all right, well. I was just being nice.
I appreciate that too. That was so nice of you. But the thing is whenever I go through hard times, I will isolate myself from everybody. And I think that I want to talk about it, but then I never do. I've had friends get mad at me because they're like, we haven't heard from you in a month. And I'm like, yeah, I've been going through some stuff. I gotta just isolate myself when that happens.
No,
I don't know
hear
why
that.
I do it, but I do.
Yeah, it is what it is. I shot my shot, everyone. Whatever. Melonie was right. This is from my friend Dawn. Melonie was right. Yes, I know. You didn't have to super chat Dawn to rub it in even more. But thank you.
Thank you, Dawn.
Embarrassed myself enough.
That makes me feel better because I was feeling really guilty.
Yeah, this is me right now.
Emotional, damn it.
CC karaoke for 2. Also, alien. All right.
Okay, I'm wondering what the alien's about.
Maybe that's where they're from. My man Hypnotic. Everyone thinks me and Hypnotic are the same person. Maybe we are if you see his streams, but he is a member. So it's Rose Tico's. And we are getting to the close, and this has just been a question answer. I have all these questions lined up. All right. What does Melonie Mac think of Duke Nukem? $2 super
I
chat.
think he's cool.
I've never played Duke Nukem.
I haven't played any of his games, but he's a cool character.
Blacklist University for 10. God bless you. God bless both of you guys. Team Jesus. Oh, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate it. Crash for 5. After years of not opening a Bible, I took up your challenge, Mel. Chapter a day to keep the devil at bay.
Amen. I love it. Good job, Crash. I'm proud of you.
Look at that. Let's see. Appreciate the super chat, Crash. Michael King for 2. Maybe Melonie can get you on F&T. Me? Nah, my day is done. Like my day.
It needs to happen. It really does. I feel like it's long overdue. You definitely need to get on F&T.
I think the joke is too strong now. I think I've done that to myself, and the meme is just too much. That will just keep. I was actually.
I'm gonna be on this Friday.
Ah,
Not to rub it in,
no,
but
it's okay.
everybody catch me on F&T this Friday.
I was supposed to be on. I was on in Vegas when we were all in Vegas,
Mhm.
and I fell asleep. Like so, they were doing it in a studio, and I showed up because they're like, "Yeah, we'll bring you on for an hour, Jay." I was like,
Right.
"No problem." And there was like a couch in the studio, and I freaking fell asleep on the couch. They took my
Oh,
picture and they memed it to death, and they were just like, "This is Jay on F&T." So it was just like,
that's
so now
hilarious.
now this whole thing has happened. Push-ups 2, 3, 4, 5 for 2. Yes, and Tomb Raider. Love
Okay,
you, my Christian sister.
I figured that was Achilles. I think he goes by Achilles on Twitch. But whenever
Ah,
I saw him say sunken ship, I was like, I bet that's Achilles because he's been while I'm streaming, he gives updates in chat about where he's at in Tomb Raider 2. He's playing the classics for the first time, so he's been giving me the play by play updates, and he's still stuck in the underwater stuff. Stick it through because those are the most frustrating levels in Tomb Raider 2, but it will get so much more awesome as you keep going.
let's see. Melonie, you should be on Poor Choices for $2. I'm sure she'll get invited. Spirian for 3 with a super sticker. Thank you. And there we go. Last thing,
Raider!
became a channel member. One last time, Rostico, baby.
All
I
right.
got one. All right, so now let's get into. I don't know where I was supposed to go. That was long. You guys,
That was great.
I want to be. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I appreciate it. Um, your generosity's been great. Oh my gosh, and they're sending more. All right, I'm gonna get to them soon.
All
I'm gonna get
right.
to them soon. I got two. I'll pop them on. When your
Okay.
book goes on sale, F&T better have you on or else.
Yes.
It's okay. Listen, I appreciate that. Even if they don't have me on to which my book was finished, and
Let's see it.
yeah, here it is here. I don't want to
Oh,
give too much away from the cover,
yay.
but yeah,
Okay.
there's the cover.
Ooh.
But yeah, 200 pages.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah,
I
and
can't wait to read it.
it's book 1 of 6, and it's a I just wrote it because of it's a 3rd to 7th grade demographic.
Uh-huh.
All the stuff that's going on with kids right now, not having any value, or just some of the stuff they're teaching them. I just
Yeah.
made a 6 series book about let the kids know that you don't have to be a superstar to be important or have value, that you
Oh,
have value. So that's what this book is about.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I'll start. And if Gary, if they don't want to have me on for that, I'm okay with, like, seriously, I'm not expecting anyone to sell it but me. So it's all good. Like, I won't be mad. This is my thing. They don't have no pressure, or I'm not assuming anyone to I don't assume anyone to be like, "Hey Jay, come on and we'll promote it." It's okay if they don't. It really is. I will not. I don't ever that stuff doesn't get me mad because that's my thing. Like, I'll promote my thing. So if Melanie ever gets on Mario Kart, I worry that once Mike starts raging, she won't know whether to reach for earplugs or holy water.
I can handle it. I'm good. Like, I can
She's
handle
on
it.
Simcast, so
Yeah.
no, man, I got every single super chat, Pena. I got everyone. They all got sent into a folder, and I read them all. So anyway, whew,
That was great.
here's my. I'm gonna do NES.
Okay.
My NES top 10. You ever played NES games?
Yeah. Yeah, I did
The
when I was
original?
a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all we need to know is a couple of your favorites. You don't have to put them in a top
Okay.
10. All right.
So I'd say my top 3 are Super Mario Brothers 2. I was
Ooh,
obsessed with that one.
2.
Yeah, I don't know why because I know that most people like 3 better, but I loved 2 so much. I'm also a huge Luigi fan and I love to play Luigi in Super Mario Brothers 2.
All right.
Uh I also really like Battletoads, like the original Battletoads. So good. I played that with my
Wow.
brothers, when we were kids, and obviously Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right.
Gotta go with that.
None of those games are on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Number
okay.
10, The original Zelda.
Okay, that's good.
Number 9, Duck Hunt.
Hey, that's a classic.
I love Duck Hunt. These are like all classics. 8, Excite Bike. 7, Castlevania. 6, the original Super Mario. 5, Super Mario 3. Number
Okay.
4, Ninja Gaiden. 3, Contra. 2, Tecmo Bowl. And my number 1 is Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Hey, I think that's a good list.
Thank you.
I think it's good. I like that you have Tecmo Bowl on there because I actually love bowling games. 10 Pin Alley on PlayStation 1.
Tecmo Bowl is a football game.
I thought you were talking about a bowling game. I was like,
Melonie,
I've never
same gamer confirmed.
played an NES, but I love bowling games. Okay, well,
It's my NES list, chat, not like overall. It's just the original Nintendo box. Those
in terms
old
of
games back in the
bowling
day.
games, 10 Pin Alley on PS1. That's where it's at.
I,
I didn't play a football game until SNES, which was ABC Monday Night Football was the first one I played. And all the other kids were playing Madden, but Dad brought home ABC Monday Night Football, but it was so good. It didn't have like the official team names or anything like that, but we loved it. Had Al Michaels as the announcer and everything, so it was good.
that's wild. We know Tomb Raider is your I guess your number 1.
Yeah, classic Tomb Raider is the best, like my absolute favorite video game series of all time. Like anything after Tomb Raider Chronicles, I'm not the most crazy about. But especially the first 3 Tomb Raider games, just the best, the absolute
Which
best.
which one is your favorite Lara Croft design?
Out of the in-game character models, it would be the second to the left. As much as I love the first one,
This one here?
yes, that one. That one's the Tomb Raider 2 and 3 model. She was the best one. In my opinion, I loved it. Loved her in that one.
God, look at the first one. Look how blocky
I
that
know.
looks.
I know. Yep. Graphics have
I
come
just
a long way.
when I played Tomb Raider, man, it was I kept getting eaten by the bears, man. Like I hated that. And like one of the old classic ones, it was like the
Yeah, Tomb
freaking
Raider 1 had bears in it.
when you go through a cave and like they would
Yep,
show up,
that's
and I'm
Tomb Raider
just
1.
like,
Yep.
what the heck is that all about? So speaking of Tomb Raider, it looks like they're making a
Ugh.
television show.
I do not have high hopes for it, and especially with Amazon. Amazon has full involvement now in what's going on with Tomb Raider. They're not only involved in the TV show, but now they're also funding the next game, and they're making a movie too, and they want them all to tie in like this multiverse type thing. But I think it's going to be a giant mess. I don't think it's going to be good. It's probably going to be trash, and
Did you
I
get some insider information about that Tomb Raider show?
no, that's just what they've been announcing. Yeah.
Because
Um
you tweeted out like all the little things that were gonna happen in the show.
Oh, in the game. That's
Oh,
where
the
I got a
game,
hold of
okay,
some
okay.
leaks. I got a hold of some leaks. Colin from what is this
I'm
podcast
trying
called again? I Colin
hold on, I'm trying not to
Mortuary.
sneeze.
Oh, it's okay. Sacred Symbols. I
Ooh,
don't know if anybody in the chat's heard of Sacred Symbols podcast, but Colin, he had a connection that where that's where the leaks came from. That's how I found out about it because he had it on his Patreon, and so of course I signed up for his Patreon so I could get that info. And it sounds terrible. Like I absolutely trust the source. Now whether they continue with it with that old leak, we'll see. But from the leaks, basically what they've relegated Lara Croft to a mentor now, which is not her character
mentor.
at all. Lara Croft was created as a loner, like this very selfish a loner, almost anti-hero type who is just fueled by her own selfish desire and the adrenaline of adventure. That's the old story. That's how it was, and they've changed her now to a protector of artifacts. So she's no longer a grave robber. She is a protector of artifacts, and she now mentors a bunch of students who are going to help her on the next adventure because she can't do it alone and she's lonely. And then she finds a female love interest, and it just sounds like a giant nightmare. Even the gay community of Tomb Raider fans are not liking it. Cause it's just like, I think a lot of us liked Lara Croft because in the games they didn't give her love interest or anything like that in the games because she was married to her adventure pretty much. She was so
Yeah.
almost psychotically obsessed with the adrenaline rush and adventure and stealing artifacts. That was what she lived for. She didn't have time for no dating or anything like that. Now, granted, there were in the spin-off stuff like the Top Cow comics, even the movies and all that, they started giving her male love interest. And even later on in the series with Angel of Darkness, Curtis Trent was going to become a love interest for her. But most of the fans who've been with the series since day one, we didn't like them throwing a romantic interest in there. And especially if you're just going to all of a sudden make her a lesbian out of nowhere just for some virtue points. It's just, yeah. That's just where we're at. But granted, I'm
Oh.
I don't even really care at this point because Lara Croft now, even in the last 3 games and all that, that's not the same Lara Croft. It's just not. She's a different character and she happens to have the same name. That's it. So when I think of, oh, okay, she's gonna this, that, and the other, she's gonna be a mentor, she's gonna have a girlfriend, this, that, it's just like, well, that's not the real Lara Croft anyway. So whatever this Lara Croft does, I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I'm completely checked out. The
Why do
classics
they
are all that matter to me.
why do they think why I don't get it. Like
I know.
we like these past like 6 years, maybe 5, I don't know. They've taken characters that are established that have established stories, that
Yeah.
have established fan base, that are stat like we know the back history, we know all that. Sometimes they give us a little coolness with a little side story that complements
Yep.
who they are, and then they're like, "Hey guys, we're gonna change everything. You're gonna
I
love it."
know.
And you're like, "Then just make a new character."
Exactly. And well, what happened is that, Crystal Dynamics, they specialize in just over dramatic stories and set pieces, very scripted games. They don't do well with what Tomb Raider actually needs, which is emphasis on traversal, emphasis on exploration, emphasis on puzzles. That is not what they're good at. And that's what the old games were primarily focused on, especially and even maneuverability, acrobatics, stuff like that, which is not what Crystal Dynamics is good at. So, because the only thing modern Crystal Dynamics knows what to do is over dramatic stories and set pieces and very scripted gameplay, then that's what they make Tomb Raider into. And that's why we've had all these games ever since 2006 focusing on Lara Croft's parents and drama with her parents, which has been ridiculous because in the old stories, her parents disowned her for her rambunctious lifestyle and they were just not even a thought. That they didn't matter in the games. And then but they had to change it to Lara following in her father's footsteps, some cliche story, some parental drama that they just keep focusing on. I don't know. It's just a mess. I don't think Crystal Dynamics has any idea. Well, they this is a thing too, is they absolutely hate Lara Croft. If you look at any developer interviews going back from around 2012, right before the first reboot, or the not first reboot, but before the first game of the rebooted series happened, um, they will drag classic Lara Croft at any opportunity they can. They call her a sexist, misogynistic symbol. They act like they fixed her. They
Strong
have,
woman.
and this is what's so frustrating about it because people will be like, "Oh, Tomb Raider's gonna go woke now." It's like it's been woke, and they're like, "No, oh no, the reboot isn't woke." It's like, yes, it is. It's been woke. They have been demonizing classic Lara for her proportions, for her outfits, which aren't even super outlandish. She's got hiking shorts and a leotard. Like, come on now. Um, but they will demonize her every chance they get in interviews and act like they fixed her and they saved Lara Croft, and it's just absurd.
It's really and a huge shout out to Michael Skyway. I think I said that correctly, who gifted 5 stars. I'll get your rose Tico soon. I promise. I'll catch up. We went through like 40 minutes of all that, and I'm so appreciative. But it's I know people in the chat were like, "Yeah, this is definitely a culture war." It's so crazy to me that these people will do that to these established characters.
Yeah.
People will hate it, they will lose money, and then they'll blame us for not,
I know.
like, buying their stuff,
And what's
you
insane
know?
about it too is like people want to act like, oh, well, the rebooted games, they're so successful because they sold this many units and all that. Well, the budgets were over $100 million per game. They were struggling just to break even. And with the last two games, I don't even think they did that. And so when you look at the actual classic games with which adjusted for inflation were approximately $1 million budgets, and they were pulling in so much money that people on the dev team were able to actually retire from royalties that they were getting from the game. So it's like I don't care how many copies the new game sold. That don't mean crap if they're not making a profit, you know?
Uh, it's, uh, it's crazy. Jay, what's your email again? Drunk3po@gmail.com. Yeah, that's from John. Yeah, I'll look forward to that email. Um, they did that to Luke Skywalker for us Star Wars fans. They turned him into such a girl.
Yeah.
I hate to use that term, but
Oh,
I don't
I
know what
don't
else to
care.
say. It was just like we all knew who he was. We knew everything, and we watched him on the big screen just totally become the biggest loser in life when this was the
Yeah.
guy that was like fought for his friends, would sacrifice his life for his friends, and he became a loser. And if it's like, well, if you don't like it, it's because you hate women. That's what the argument was. And we're like, what are you talking about? We're talking about Luke Skywalker. We're not talking about
Yeah.
hating women. And they're just like,
Yeah.
nope, you hate women. That's a
I
woman
don't know
hater,
what
everyone. That's a
it is
woman
with just
hater. And you're
this
just
whole,
like,
oh, we need characters to be relatable. You got to relate to them, and they've got to
yeah,
be emotional basket cases. They do the same with Lara Croft. So it's just frustrating because it's like classic Lara Croft. I looked up to her like I want to be as cool as her. I wish I was as cool as her. Look, she's, she can handle this. She is just awesome. And then they take that and then they just make her cry all the time, and they beat her up all the time, and they say every time, and even in the developer interviews they say every time she starts to get confident we'll beat her back down again. It's like, how is that fun to in a video game? In a video game, you want to feel powerful. You wanna, like, vicariously live through that character and be able to do extraordinary things that you can't in real life. And so, I just don't understand this, "Oh, everybody's gotta relate to the character," or if I'm complaining about Lara Croft's design and people will be like, "Well, why are you complaining? You look more like reboot Lara than you do classic Lara." And it's like, "Well, it's not about what I look like. I
I
don't want
know.
Lara Croft to look like me. Why would I want Lara Croft to look like me? Why?"
That's the new argument now too. It's like people want to see themselves in a video game. I'm like,
I'm
you
like, "No,
know,
that's
I
boring."
yeah, it's like I do see myself, but I don't need to see my physical appearance. You
Right.
know, like I don't need to see I don't to enjoy the character. Like I don't need to
I
look exactly
know.
like the character or have the same sexual identity
I
or whatever. And they're
know.
like, "But aren't you glad it's there?" And you're just like, I don't know. Like, yeah, give us a good story because we can relate to their emotion, to their passion, to their things like that, other than, hey guys, we're gonna make this character this race and that orientation and that
Right.
because
They
it'll
gotta hit
be
all these check boxes.
I don't know, soon they're gonna have it like they're having these characters now that have every single checkbox checked, and they're just like freaks of nature. You're just like, how do
I
you
know.
fit all that into one person? It's bizarre. It's so bizarre. It's like, how can one person
Exactly.
identify as that?
I know. It's gotten ridiculous, and especially as personal identity, people are wanting more attention, and then they realize that they can make up these fake identities, and so now they have to insert these fake identities into characters too. So it's just getting clown worldish.
Yeah, and then it bleeds over into real life. So now you have
Yeah,
people, where we see this all the time where it's like, well, I identify as a woman, so I need to do
yeah.
woman things or be around women. Um the latest report I saw I was reading where a terrible human being was caught doing terrible things to a woman
Mhm.
and things you can't really say on YouTube. He gets
Right.
arrested, gets sentenced to jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But then in court, he identifies as a woman and wants to be
Yep.
sent to a woman prison. And you're just like, and people are thinking about it. And you're like,
I know. It's clown
what?
world. It is ridiculous. At some point, it's like, who cares who's gonna try to cancel you on the internet? You gotta stand for these women's safety here. Come on. This is common sense.
And that is what we're missing. We're missing like
We
common
are.
sense. And it's like our channels, you know, I think is even though for like you have the channels that are when they see that stuff, they're very angry and they point it out, and that's necessary. I know my take is I just find it so ridiculous. I laugh at it and I'm
Yep,
like,
that's
look at these
that's what I
people.
do too.
Yeah, same as yours. I'm like, just look at this. Like, can you believe people actually woke up feeling this way? And I feel sorry for some of these people.
Yeah,
Because I can't imagine what it's like to live like that every
I
day,
know.
to be offended. Like, you see what's happening with Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes.
What is your take on all that
I think that's just
nonsense?
hilarious because and I made a tweet about it a few days ago where I was like, people are saying, if you buy Hogwarts Legacy, you are a bigot against and transphobic, blah blah blah. Sent on an iPhone made by a slave child.
Yeah.
Like it just shows that their virtue is all entirely performative because it's inconsistent there. I mean, we all have phones that are mined by children somewhere. We all do this sort of thing, but most people don't try to act virtuous about not buying a video game. It's just ridiculous. And not to mention, they're calling J.K. Rowling a transphobe because she wants female bathrooms to be safe, because
Yeah.
she doesn't want women to be erased. She doesn't want people who are male to hijack what it is to be a woman and to absolutely try to erase us and push us out of our own of
Well,
our own
Melanie,
spaces.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but men are better women than women because
Apparently.
we're winning all the beauty pageants now. We're winning all the Olympic medals. And soon we're gonna take over ice skating. Apparently, there was that
Oh
video
yeah, I
floating
saw
around.
that. That performance was something else.
We're gonna win.
But it's just like astonishing how just such a common sense take that J.K. Rowling can have. And J.K. Rowling's pretty freaking woke. Like she is just
Yeah.
very feminist, very woke, and they're still turning on her. It's just
Not only that, they're
crazy.
hurting on like I'm watching this stuff take place. They're attacking the voice actors, and the voice actors are like,
Yep.
"Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm part of the game. Trans lives matter," and they're attacking. So if you buy the game, you're a terrible person. If you're a voice actor, you're a terrible person. If you were an actor in there, you're canceled. If you're the guy who played Hagrid, God
Mhm.
rest his soul, when he defended J.K.
Right.
Rowlands, and then he died, and the things that they were saying about
Oh
him,
gosh, it was
it's
awful.
disgusting. And it's like I know I have some super chats. I'll get to them right back. We were talking about I don't Mark Hamill played Luke Skywalker
Yep.
on Star Wars, and
Mhm.
he liked a J.K.
Yep.
Rowling tweet, and boy, they were just like, "We're done with you, Mark." This is a guy
Yeah.
who raised money for their cause, that says
Yeah.
all the right things. You mess up one little time, and
Yep.
they're done with you forever. And it's like, imagine living your life like that. It's
That's
just
yep.
like crazy.
That's why it's just like that's not a group you wanna be friends with, that's not a group you wanna pander to because they truly don't actually care about you, and it doesn't matter any amount of, like, slightly nuanced take, and they will throw you under the bus, and especially if they think they're gonna get some Twitter likes for it. So these are not people that need to be trusted, and I have said time and time again on my channel, and I don't care who thinks I'm crazy for it, but I fully believe that woke ideology in general is satanic. I think that it's rooted in satanic roots because when you look at everything that the ideology promotes, it's the very antithesis of what the Bible preaches. It's like almost deliberately opposite. And that's why when they try to hate on people, like Zachary Levi recently for him speaking out against, the coof shot, what's going on with all that. Then they're coming after him and they're just like, oh, he's a Christian. He's a Christian. They're using that as like a slur against him, like because he's a Christian. And that's how it is. This woke ideology is, and I made a full video about it where I
Yeah, I
really
saw
go
it.
deep dive into it, but it's just like,
Oh, they took clips of your video on Twitter and they just had a field day with you.
mhm.
And it was just like that's how it's unbelievable. And I think even the quartering
Oh, he shared my
reposted
video.
that video
Yeah,
because you were getting like, I mean, you handle it, but you were getting like destroyed online
yeah. People come
for,
after me.
saying something like that. But yeah,
They're
no, I
they're
mean, Young
proving my
Ripa,
point. They did nothing but
exactly.
prove my point. All of that hate, you did nothing but prove my point, haters.
And they like Young Ripa calls it a cult, and it's
It
just
is.
it's a way to
It's a
control
satanic cult.
people so that you do exactly what they want you to do. You
Yep,
act a
it
certain
is.
way, you consume what you want. I mean, and now it's like, and not to transition to a little bit is their whole thing is they want you to like eat bugs. And
Yep.
so it's like this is like you could see it coming. It starts with the celebrities. They show up on these talk shows and they're like, "What you doing nowadays?" "Oh, I'm eating this mealworm." And I'm watching Robert Downey Jr. promoting eating bugs to save the world. And I'm going, "Oh no,
Yeah, this is
that's
mm,
the next thing." It's like you
yep.
all need to eat bugs to save the world, and it's gonna get wild. Real quick, Bird up for 5. He says, "Jay, you missed my 5 from around a half hour ago." Geez, I'm so sorry. So I guess I did miss a few. So here's another 5. Thank you. I appreciate it. Melanie is with
Tomb Raider.
TR.
Tomb Raider.
Ah, how silly of me. Where I'm at with James Bond, an alpha character that did what they want, yanked him out of order and ran into the ground. The future is lost and the past is all that's left. You
Yep.
have my sympathies.
Yep.
So and this one is Raging Rhino with a $4 super sticker. Thank you, Raging Rhino. Paul Blunt for 7. Up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select star. Yeah, that was the Universal Nintendo pass code to get you everything. Didn't Angelina hate Laura Croft? I have no
She
idea.
did. She actually did. And it's funny because despite her not liking the character and having issues with the character, she pulled off quite an amazing Lara Croft performance, which I think she's kind of just playing herself. And kind of herself though is very similar in personality to what classic Lara was. So, at the time when the movies first came out, the old ones, like I didn't like Angelina Jolie at all, just because I was frustrated with how she would talk about Lara Croft, and the things she would say would be very similar to what woke people are complaining about with Lara now, like, oh, she's just there for guys to lust after. She's just a sex object type thing. That's kind of what she treated Lara Croft as. But clearly, she obviously didn't actually play the games, or she would have known better. But despite her stupid take with all that, she did pull off an amazing Lara Croft. I have to say.
That your favorite interpretation in the films? Was it
When it comes to films,
Angelina?
I think that I'm convinced that I don't think anybody in the world could perform as good of a Lara Croft in just the full embodiment, personality, energy, everything as Angelina Jolie can.
She
She
just did it.
basically just is Lara Croft. She just is.
Um, so now that this is my I was transitioning to the bug talk,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure you're not going to be eating no bugs.
No.
But you are known for something else, and you get memed and everything. Like, look at this.
Yep.
People who tell you not to eat any eggs, people who tell you to eat 12 eggs a day.
Yep.
You were putting this meme.
Yeah, and what's funny about it, obviously, I think most people know, like, the lady on the left is, like, a health,
Yeah,
one of the government health people for whatever country, I don't even know which one,
but
and
they
it's
all look
just
like that.
I know they do, and look at Bill Gates, how Bill Gates looks, telling us how we
He
should
looks
be
like a
eating.
slob. Yeah.
Yeah, telling us how we should be eating when he's got massive boobs. It's just like It's just insane. But yeah, and that's one big thing that helped red pill me even more because like I dabbled a little bit like during my rebellious phase and stuff. I dabbled a little bit in woke ideology and stuff. Was like, oh, let me see what this is about, and um, and then when I was, in terms of health, I've tried so many different diets because like I'm just really health conscious, and so I've always just, oh, I want to eat really healthy. And so I did the vegan and the vegetarian thing because that's what we're told is so healthy. And I never felt more sick in my life. I went back to like a standard diet for a bit and then, but I was still mostly vegetarian just because I just liked a lot of vegetarian foods. But then I was like, okay, I need
Really?
to look up into more stuff. I stumbled on the carnivore diet. I have endometriosis, and so I heard that it helped like a woman in like this keto group I was in because I was dabbling in keto for some years. I would do it for like a month or two at a time, then go back to regular diet, then month or two at a time because people always said you can't do keto long term, it's bad for you. And so I just believed it because I mean that's what the official guidelines say, right? And so I stumbled on carnivore diet, went down the rabbit hole, and I was seeing so many testimonials of people reversing diabetes, reversing Crohn's disease, fixing their hormonal health issues, and just lupus, a ton of things that people are reversing by going carnivore, which is the opposite of what government approved guidelines tell us to eat. And so I tried it for myself. I texted my mom, told her I was going to do it. And she goes, oh, you're not eating vegetables. Be careful. Please be careful. She was so scared. And so I was like, I'm just going to try it and see what happens. It was just like after about 3 months, all of a sudden my endometriosis symptoms were gone. I felt
Uh,
amazing.
I do you want to explain
Oh
what
yeah,
that
so
is?
endometriosis is like with women, real women, when like you get like this like endometrial lining that sheds like on the outside of the uterus when it's supposed to be on the inside of the uterus. And so it can cause a ton of pain. It
Yeah.
can cause a ton of like just being lethargic, hormones all out of whack, just all kinds of issues that causes. And so I felt like my quality of life in general, it was just dependent on where I was in my cycle, whether I was going to be miserable or not. And so it was something I've struggled with ever since puberty. And so all of a sudden, after like 3 months of carnivore, my hormones were balanced, and I realized, oh, I'm not in pain. I'm not suffering with pain. I'm not bloated all the time. I'm not constantly lethargic. It completely, almost totally took away all my symptoms. Like every once in a while, I might have a little bit of symptoms, but not really. And so after that, I was like, what else are we being lied to about? If this is one thing. And so then my mom, she even tried it, tried carnivore. She stuck with it for like 7 months and lost a ton of weight, got in great shape. It improved her rheumatoid arthritis a lot. Um, and and yeah, it's just like everybody I know who's tried it has had dramatic improvements in their health. And it's like, okay, just eating the opposite of what our government tells us to
Okay.
eat.
So you have to take a multivitamin, right?
No. The
Hmm.
only like
Because
there's
I was told you better eat your Flintstone vitamins or you're not gonna.
electrolytes, I think, are good to supplement for most people. I think even if you aren't carnivore or keto, I think it's good to supplement electrolytes just because, especially on keto or carnivore, because it flushes out a lot of water and inflammation out of your body. So a lot of electrolytes can go be flushed with that. And when that's all out of balance, then you can have issues. But but other than that, and some people don't even supplement electrolytes and they do fine. Now, I don't supplement anything except electrolytes sometimes, but even then I don't every day.
What? That's not what
Yeah.
I've been told. How dare you?
Well, yeah, but people like the official guidelines are wrong. And there's people in chat saying you need fiber. You don't. I haven't had fiber in 3 years. Um if you actually look into it more, people with high fiber diets have worse digestion than people who don't. Now, I think if you're eating a bunch of
Wait,
garbage and
before
like
she continues, I'm so sorry. Melonie is not a doctor.
I'm not a
So
doctor.
please,
This is
you
just
know, we're
yeah.
just having a conversation about something that she did. Please consult your physician if you feel like
Do
you need.
your research.
Yeah,
Do
do
your
your
research.
research,
Go
consult
down
your
the rabbit
doctor.
hole.
There
Go
you go.
down the rabbit hole. But just saying, I'm over 3 years, no fiber, doing amazing. Never felt better. Um, best health of my life.
You sleep better and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. Someone said
Um,
no cheese. Cheese is carnivore. Carnivore diet is
all
meat,
right, wait.
dairy, fish. There we go.
Mel, can you explain the basis of the carnivore diet, please? I thought I could get this all in while you're about to
Yes,
explain it for
I
$5.
got you. It's just basically you cut out everything but meat, dairy, fish, um, and eggs. That's it. That's what you eat. No vegetables. And it's funny because people are like, oh, no vegetables, but
No apples, no bananas?
no. Now, some people, if you want to do a modified version and you still want to eat some fruit, go for it if that works for you. But for me, it doesn't because
Mm.
vegetables have oxalates and they have anti-nutrients because they don't want to be eaten. So for a lot of humans, they actually cause us negative effects, and a lot of people don't realize it. And for me, I didn't realize it because even being carnivore like 3 months or 3 years, I a couple months ago I was like, well, let me try to introduce some broccoli because I do really like broccoli. Let me try to introduce some broccoli. And I was started eating broccoli every like couple days or something with my meals, and I started getting endometriosis flare-ups. I can't
Wow.
just from adding broccoli. So I cut that out, I'm good again. And so it's like, yeah, I think it serves great as like an elimination diet too. Oh, also I forgot on that list. Honey is optional. Um, I think if someone's really trying to lose weight or something, probably don't want to eat honey, but I eat honey. I just no more than like 2 tablespoons a day usually. And I love it. I think it's great. I think it complements carnivore diet well. Um, but yeah, I think there are ways people can modify it for them, right? Because I know some people that, but what I think the beauty of carnivore is that it does serve as like an elimination diet. So once you get down to the bare bones like that, and you do that for a while, hey, if you want to start introducing other stuff like fruit, see how you feel on it. And if you feel good on it, do it. You know what I mean? So I think people can find the best method that works for them. And for me personally, I have to stay strict carnivore. That's just how it is.
Um, Last year I went on a MegaCon tour.
Mhm.
That's how I got to meet you. I got to meet Melonie for the first time. We were in Texas and you
Yeah.
came to the meetup
Yep.
and
That was
like
fun.
we were all getting crowded around. I was like standing in front of her because all
I
these guys were.
remember
I was like, "Hey, if anyone like," I was like, "Don't be shy. If
you
someone
had my
says
back.
something, like, just say something. I'll get them out of your face.
I
If someone's
appreciated
being
that a
rude."
lot though. Like for real. And I know some people might think like, "Oh, I'm not trying to be like cuz I know you were saying like, "Oh, I'm not trying to be too pushy, but I'm here, I'll protect you. Just let me know." And it meant a whole lot to me. It really did because you just never freaking know, especially, and then recently I made a video about it and stuff. I had a stalker situation, all that kind of stuff, but just knowing that, hey, if crap hits the fan, like I'm safe, it really helps.
Well, I think I said, "Hey, I'm not trying to be like flirty or anything, but if I just so you
Right.
know, I'm here." And it was getting and most of those people are excellent people, everyone that
Amazing.
comes to meet up.
Yeah.
And so, but you never know who might sneak in but it just
Exactly.
thought where we were standing, it just started to get
Yeah, it
and I'm like, I
did.
couldn't move. And so, Melanie knows I'm a really big person.
Yep.
So the that was like when I met you, that was my heaviest I was that year because
Yeah.
after we left Dallas, Gina was like, "Hey, we gotta go on a diet." And I'm like, she's like, all this travel food is like, because we traveled, like we went to all these cities that year for the MegaCon, which was cool. And
Mhm.
she's like, I was like, yeah, yeah. So she goes, she's like, let's just do a no sugar for a month.
Mhm.
Now I've done stuff before. I've fasted and everything,
Right.
no problem. That was the hardest thing. I couldn't believe
Addicted to
how
sugar.
yes, how bad it was. Like, it was I like, day 4, I'm like
Yep.
looking for anything sweet I could shove in my mouth. That was like it was bad. I couldn't believe how bad that was. Like I've
It's
gotten
hard.
caffeine out of my life, and like it
Mhm.
was rough, and not having coffee after like 3 or 4 days, but the no sugar thing was like I couldn't believe
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
the most difficult. And then it was like after I almost want to say 14 days, I
yeah.
finally got over that.
Once
Um
you're over, it's pretty good though, because like I know, especially like my first month carnivore and stuff, man, I did struggle with cravings, but once you, after a while, you do lose a lot of those cravings. And it especially helps though if you can have some honey. If you let yourself have some honey, as long as you're not overdoing it, then yeah, you don't have to never eat sweets again. You just, there's healthier ways. And I think honey is a lot healthier of a way than regular sugar, or especially packaged candies and things like that.
I mean, look, there's sugar in everything. Our ketchup,
I know. That's
anything
why.
in our fast food,
Yep.
even in our burgers and our fast food have sugar in it. And so
Yep. That's
it
why it's like I cook almost everything I eat. And like if I don't feel like cooking, then I'll like get Five Guys, just burger patties and cheese and bacon, and just eat that. But
mm.
almost every single day I'm cooking, because you can't trust anything prepackaged. It's going to be garbage for you.
Philip is right. Yeah, every allergy season here in Florida, always
Yeah.
go to this local place and get the honey, and we're good to go. I put it in my coffee and stuff. It's like we're good to go. But yeah, so like after that sugar thing, I thought I was gonna die. And yeah, there's sugar and fruit.
Do you
Um
like fruit?
I like food, as you can tell. So it's like I
'Cause
enjoy
I know I'm
all the
supposed to, like, help you with, like, a nutrition plan and all this kinda stuff, which I've been working on. I'm almost done
yeah.
with this, like, guideline thing.
I
I
like
think
fruit over vegetables, but
right.
I'm like you. I like broccoli a lot. I don't know.
Right.
I could eat broccoli with every meal. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I've gone from, I had to get a lot of lactose out of my life.
Right.
So now it's just like almond milk and
Oh, I
but
don't like that.
it's like sugar free. I just need
I
something in
think
my
regular milk would
coffee.
be better than almond milk. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're lactose intolerant, but if you're able to get,
I don't drink it like a drink. I just need
you'd
it in
be
my
better off with
coffee.
regular milk, in my
Like,
opinion,
that's
or
all.
heavy
Oh,
cream.
really?
Heavy whipping cream would be perfect. But here's the thing: I think if you just you don't have to go full carnivore or something like I do. But if you just made sure that like for the day to day, everything you eat is not from a package, not from a fast food restaurant, and it's just either meat, dairy, eggs, a vegetable, or a fruit, right? If that's it, only natural foods, nothing, or coffee, it's all that coffee's fine. But or honey, in moderation. If you did just that, you would be that would make a massive difference. Massive.
I'm waiting on your email.
Okay. I gotta check on that guide that I had. Like the guide that I had though is more like carnivore keto focused, but I want to modify it a little bit just so that you, if because that's the thing is, not everyone is gonna want to go super strict, like I do, where it's just carnivore. But I already had made a guide for. A few members in my Discord server. I was doing a test and I was like, let me just see what happens if I make you guys a nutrition guide and see what happens. This was like last year. And one of them, she stuck with it. She didn't do full carnivore. She did a keto version of like what I outlined. So she did meats, mostly meats though, but then she also had some veggies as well. It was just incredible how much
So
weight she lost in 3 months.
so you
It
think
was
oat milk and
insane.
almond milk are bad?
Yes, those are awful. Like, those are
Why?
touted as health foods, but they are so full of oxalates. You're getting like you're just drinking a bunch of anti-nutrients. And the
Oh,
actual, because even though they say, oh, well, almonds and they have almonds has these vitamins in it, they're not that bioavailable. Like meat and eggs, like animal-based project or products are a lot more bioavailable, and you're actually absorbing the nutrients. But almond milk, you're drinking a bunch of oxalates, and oxalates are partially what form to give you kidney stones and all
Oh,
kinds
I
of
don't want
issues.
that.
Yeah, so I personally would advise against almond milk. I think you're better off just drinking real milk, or if you're just using it to add to your coffee, heavy whipping cream, and it tastes a lot better too. And
Heavy
if you can
whipping
have
cream. All right.
access to raw milk, if like a farmer or something, raw milk is unreal. And I never did like just drinking milk, but raw milk I can just drink because it tastes like sweet even. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't
So,
want no kidney stones. That scares me. I've
no,
seen people that
no.
had that.
I got them because I used to eat so many vegetables, and then what happened was I ate, like, a high oxalate vegetables, like, a ton of them. I used to drink those green smoothies and think that they were good for me, and then whenever I did go carnivore and I just suddenly cold turkey cut out oxalates, then, my body started dumping the oxalates, and that was one way that they formed kidney stones, and I had 2 kidney stones because of that, and it was not a fun
Oof.
experience. It was very painful.
People say it's like giving birth.
It's funny because like the
Oof.
biggest pain was when it was going from the tubes that connect to the kidneys, because I was feeling it in my kidneys the most, the pain, because it was just like trying to go through that little tiny tube. Man, that was some of the worst pain ever. It was awful.
I feel very blessed in my life because I've never I've had to have a tooth removed, but I've never
Uh-huh.
had cavities. I always
Nice.
did my blood work and my cholesterol according to them is everything is good. I do a lot of
Right.
walking, like go to the theme parks and
That's
walk all the
good.
time. So I've
Well,
never
yeah,
really
don't
had
take that for granted then. Like if you get your nutrition on point and and like here's the thing is you don't even have to be perfect with it. But as long as you're on your day to day, on your day to day you stay with natural foods, and then okay, maybe it's a
that's what I
special
gotta change.
occasion and you want to eat something from a restaurant that's not healthy or whatever on a special occasion, go for it. But also walking, I think walking is one of the best exercises you can possibly do. It's low impact, it's not raising your cortisol, um, and you can it can really help burn fat really well, especially paired with a healthy diet.
Um Laura Lynn says you didn't read I didn't read your super chat either. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Hi Melanie,
no.
smooches Jay. I'm
Hi, Laura.
so sorry. Forgive me. They were coming in too fast from my boomerism. I was taught about oxalates last night on Twitter. Did I say
Yes,
that right?
I
Billy
tweeted that
D.
too. Yeah, it's real and a lot of people don't realize it. And so that's what is so frustrating when I see people pushing these green drinks like, "Oh, this has spinach and this green vegetable and this and all these vegetables and stuff in it," when it's like that is just an anti-tox or like a anti-nutrient, just toxic sludge that don't even taste good. You do not have to drink that. It's not helping you.
A lot of that stuff is they're just trying to make money off people's illness or people not
Yes,
feeling well.
they are. That's what so many people call me crazy. They think I'm crazy, but it's just like, dude, do you not see? Do you not see how the government wants us reliant on big pharma? So of course, like food is the best medicine you can possibly have. And so it's just like if people were eating healthy, then they wouldn't be reliant on big pharma. Well, so if so if like the government is pushing a certain type of diet, it's probably a wrong one because they want us reliant on big pharma.
Oof. Chris for 5. Oh, I read that one. I'm trying to make sure I know everyone's saying I missed all theirs. I'm so sorry. I apologize. My man D. Hello Melanie, what's going on? Good to see you.
Hi.
Oh, hi Jay. Hi. What's up, D? Rev Kev for 5. Our food plan now is if God didn't make it, we don't eat it.
I like that. See,
LOL.
even just doing that would make a massive difference. Cuz I don't like to be too dogmatic about the whole, oh, you have to do carnivore just cuz I do. Um but even just that philosophy is okay, did God make it? Okay, I'll eat it. Um I do think that limiting breads and any type of like pasta or rice is optimal. If you can keep those very limited, that is ideal. But other than that, it's just like, okay, if it's natural, if it's meat, dairy, eggs, fruit, or vegetables, if you just did that, would make a massive difference.
How much steak can I eat a day? Serious question.
As much as you feel fine on. That's the thing is I know some people in the carnivore community that's all they eat is just ribeye steak. And they eat ribeye steak every single day and they look amazing. They're usually very shredded and very lean, very in shape.
John Thomas for 5. The study for fat is evil was paid for by the sugar trade group and influenced by the food pyramid.
Exactly. You get it. I suggest the documentary for everybody to watch. It's free on YouTube called Fat Fiction. And that really dives into a lot of how corrupt the food industry is. And it also shows just how much fats are good for you and that fats are not the enemy, especially animal fats. So yeah, I think that's a very good documentary for anybody to watch.
Uh, Raw milk, if you're
Yep.
lactose, it helps to eliminate it. The
That's
raw milk.
true. There's a lot of people who are lactose intolerant who can handle raw milk just fine.
Let's see. You skipped my second super chat as well. No, I got it. But thank you for 200 watt studios. And my man Paul, Melanie, please put Jay on a plan as he and I are about the same size and age. I'll watch for 6 months, and if he survives
Okay.
it, I'll try it. Hell.
Okay. I 1000% like if I 1000% think that you would notice results so freaking fast if you followed that outline I made, but especially if you followed it strictly, but even if you gave yourself some wiggle room, you would still notice some improvement.
I'll survive. I lived in Haiti for years,
Yeah,
man.
you can handle
You should see the stuff I ate over there in those countries, man. When I
it.
was like doing all that stuff, it was wild. Thanks, Mel. Looking forward to your meal plans, 200 watt studios, and Funky Opinion gave a $2 and left. Thank you. First time super chat. Thank you. You get a shout out. It says YouTube's doing something new. When you super chat for the first time, you get like a big one by your name and a celebration icon, at least on my screen. I don't know if that's the same. Let's see. Deranged Lunatic says, Melonie, if you start a nutrition channel, I'm in. Well, you
That's
just follow her
me.
on Twitch.
Yeah, or on Instagram, I post stories all the time about nutrition. I also have a highlight of old stories that I posted that show my meals and just show me nerding out about nutrition because I'm always researching stuff. I want to make a nutrition based, especially a carnivore based YouTube channel, but right now since I started streaming again, I don't know if I have the bandwidth for that, but one of these days I'll do it.
One of these days. Let's see. 100% Melanie Nutrition Channel. Yeah, it's
Yay!
called Melanie Mac on Instagram. She
Yes.
answers a lot of questions there and puts all that stuff together. All right, so what does the future hold for Melanie Mac?
Oh wow. I don't know. I kind of don't even think that far ahead. I'm just like I've been having fun streaming again. I
Yeah.
started streaming again just only a little over a week ago, playing Fire Emblem Engage. And then I'm going to definitely be streaming Hogwarts Legacy, which I can't wait to do. Right now I'm just having fun. I'm focusing on video games. I'm focusing on my Go Boom channel. I'm focusing on talking about Jesus and spreading the word of God and trying to get these the trying to wake up as many woke people as possible.
Do you think like when your story of I was on GameStop TV. I always bring this up whenever
Yeah.
I'm on a live stream with you, but your beer commercials and that you don't drink beer, but you're in the beer commercials. I think
Yep.
that's great. I think that's hilarious. And then getting fired and getting canceled and like
Yeah.
everyone kind of walking away. Uh, did you ever think you'd get this next
No,
wave of life and see
I
yourself
didn't.
as, yeah.
I thought my career was done. I was in the process of getting my nutrition license and also my personal training license because I was like, well, especially after I spoke out about the mandates and stuff that were going on at that time, I was like, well, I just threw my whole career away, which I knew when I even talked about it. I knew that was going to happen, but I just couldn't be quiet. Um I just didn't feel it was right to just be quiet whenever I saw all of my gaming streamer peers telling everybody you have to get this shot or you're selfish and all that, and I was like, I don't want to just we need somebody in this gaming streaming space to say something that to not pressure people in that way. And so I did that and I lost like I got blacklisted from the gaming industry for most of it and lost a ton of my
You
connections.
wait, didn't you try out to be, was it IGN's?
I did way back.
Oh,
Um
okay, okay. That's
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
been a long
I
time
didn't know
ago,
if
and
that
then
was
it's
all
funny
part of
because
it.
they tried to get me to host for them on Daily Fix,
Yeah.
to audition for that even in fairly recent years before I got canceled, but I just refused to move to California. I was just like, "I can't do it because I don't wanna live there." But anyway, so when all that happened and when all that went down, I really did think I was throwing my career away, but to me, it was still worth it. But I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just be a personal trainer and a nutritionist, and I'll just that'll be my life, and I could still be happy doing that because I'm very passionate about fitness and nutrition. And that's the thing I always say as I always go back to that verse. I believe it's Romans 8:28 that
Mm,
says God will make all things will turn all things around for the good for those who love him. And that's exactly what happened. It was a bad situation that happened, but God turned it around for the good, and all of a sudden it's like uh, I I I built a lot more followers. I got like I made that new YouTube channel that just took off, and I'm getting more views on that than I ever did on my old channel that I started like 13, 14 years ago. And so it's been a huge pleasant
you hit
surprise, and it's
100K on TikTok.
I know that too, and it's just like everything has been taking off so well, and I always think in the back of my mind, okay, well, I don't know how long this is going to go. I can still do nutrition, personal training, but I'm at a point now where it's like, hey, I think I can actually do this for a while longer, and it's a huge blessing, and
I
it's
think the
funny
world
because
needs you.
oh, thank you. But it's funny because then my haters will just be like, "Oh, she's just grifting. She's just doing this because there was money in it." It's just like, dude, I thought I was losing everything. It was
Yeah.
just because it worked out for me. They have no idea. I thought I
And
was
it
losing
doesn't work out for
everything.
everyone. That's the thing. A lot of
Exactly.
times people, they just disappear.
They
And
do. Yep.
I look at Jennifer. There's a streamer, and again, if I'm keeping you too long, just tell me in the
Oh no,
private
you're
chat,
fine.
hey, I
You're
gotta
fine.
go. But there's a streamer called Jennifer Marbles, um,
Oh
who
yeah.
she was getting millions of views. She got canceled for something that a joke she
She did
did,
like a blackface thing, I think.
puppet.
It was like a
Yeah,
yeah, it was just a joke. It
about
wasn't
10
that
years
deep.
ago, they came
Yeah.
after her and she just quit.
Yep.
And she
Yep.
hasn't, like, she just was like, she quit all social media. She canceled everything. She's just like, well, I'm a nobody. I'm done. Whatever. And she was really funny, like that. And
She
that's the same.
was.
And she's just disappeared,
Yep.
And it's like yeah. So a lot of people don't come come back from that. And
Mhm.
I always share this with my I always share, not all the time, but there is I share this a lot in my live stream. Usually I do like my normal 2 live streams in the last hour. We
Mhm.
just get like, I just kind of like get personal with the chat. We just talk a little bit. And there is a parable that is told in the Bible about the gardener and the garden owner. And
Mhm.
the parable is, the owner of the garden went out and saw a fig tree that wasn't producing any figs. So he tells the gardener, he's like, "Hey, cut this tree down and get rid of it because it's not producing anything."
Mhm.
And so the gardener goes, just wait. I could fix this. I could fix this. And so the owner of the tree was like, all right. How you going to fix it? He goes, I'm going to dig around. I'm going to dig around the tree and remove all the soil and replace it with good soil and watch the tree grow. So I applied that,
Yeah.
in my own life where it's like if we surround ourselves with certain people and certain things and
Yes.
certain negativities
Mhm.
and certain lies that we believe that we're not good enough or that everything is over and everything is done and everything is this, and
Right.
that is what we're surrounding ourselves with, we will never grow to who we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to let God remove people and
Yep.
things and lies, and it's not easy. I don't like
Oh, it's
in
not.
Florida. I've I've had to it's really weird. They do this in Florida with palm trees. They dig around the roots and move the tree to another.
Yeah.
And I had to do that a few times and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days
Yeah.
because it's difficult. And so removing certain people from your life and removing certain lies that you've believed that you're not good enough or you're too old or you're too young or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it takes time, but then you fill it with good people, with truth, with this and that, and you'll watch yourself grow. And I just applied that to me. It's like, who am I going to keep around me
Yep.
to keep me going? And I think that's what you did. I think
Yeah.
you replaced some of the things like negative, and you had to uproot that and then replace it. And now look at you. Look where
Yeah.
you're
And
booming.
thank you. But I think a
So
lot of it too is with obedience as well, because when you look at people in the Bible, um, even they were blessed. Their blessings came usually from obedience and them being obedient. And so, when I think about my life and I think about times where I really wanted something and things weren't working out for me and this, that, and the other. And I was thinking, and I look back now, and at the time I was like, why isn't God blessing me with this? Why isn't God helping me more in my career or this, that, or the other? And then I look back and I was like, was I really living a very pleasing life to God at that time? No, I wasn't. I wasn't listening to God's laws right there in the Bible. And it's like, I wasn't that how could I have expected blessings when I wasn't being obedient to God's word and I was just calling myself a Christian but not really living like one, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
so I think that also, and since I started reading the Bible over again and reading stories from like Abraham, Moses, all that, and it just inspired me a lot more, and it made me realize like, hey, I need to be obedient. I need to live a life that's pleasing to God, and I can't expect any type of blessing if I'm not doing that.
I always take it a step further where it's like, how many of us are not living the life we're supposed to live because we
Yeah.
believe something that somebody told us that you
Yep.
can't accomplish that, you can't do this, you're not
Yep.
good enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're not. I mean, you could just go on, and then you take that lie that someone told you and you believe it and you make it your own truth.
Yep.
So it's like you got to get that stuff out because you have value, you have purpose, you were born here for the specific time for something,
Yep.
and you need to live it. And and when you find it, it's a beautiful place to be in. It doesn't it's sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, but it's a beautiful place to be in when you do. um well, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
2 hours
having
and a
me.
half.
This was fun.
Yeah, you enjoying what you're playing now on video games?
Yeah, I'm having fun with it. I think that Three Houses is way better than Fire Emblem Three Houses is way better than Fire Emblem Engage. I think that, but I'm still loving having a great time playing the game. It is still really fun. And yeah, I'm having a blast.
And still, I love the fact that you're like, I'm just living life and enjoying the ride.
That's what I'm doing. I'm in the moment right now. I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm not stuck in the past. I'm just living in the moment and just seeing what
I have
happens.
I have one question left and then we're done.
Okay.
Some time ago we talked and I said, "Would you ever come to Orlando to ride some roller coasters and rides?" And you said yes. And you never got back to me on that. Maybe you had some stuff going on, which I totally get. Um, so now that you have some more free time, I think it's time you make a trip to Orlando to Universal Studios so you can come ride some rides with me, and Krista lives down here, and the Geeks and Gamers
Nice.
house is down here, and we got all this stuff. So
That
everybody in the
sounds
chat wants to know when
amazing.
you're coming.
I gotta
Um,
we gotta coordinate something with everybody. Let's make it happen.
all right, you keep saying that. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna be like, this
Okay.
date work, this date work, this date work.
Okay.
And then when I see the blocked by Melanie Mac, I'll be like,
No,
all right,
I won't block you.
is Melanie tall enough to ride roller coaster rides? Yeah, she is. I
Yeah,
don't know. Do you like
I'm
roller
like
coaster rides though?
5'6".
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love roller coasters.
You sure? Like go upside down and stuff?
Now, the only ones I don't like are the ones that go straight up in the air and then do like this number. I don't like those where I'm just
Yeah.
falling from a great height. I don't like those. But if it's a roller coaster that's going horizontally and do through some loops and stuff, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll make that happen. We'll make that happen. I told you, like G&G, they cover your tickets. You just have to be on a park hopping stream. That's
I'd
all.
like it if it when it gets a little. I don't want it to be cold. I don't know what the weather is like out there.
So we live in Florida. It's like 80 degrees all year round. So
Really?
it's not cold at all.
Okay.
It's not cold at all. You'll be fine.
Okay, I'm down. Let's coordinate something.
Yeah, it's just fly. It's a couple days. Like I said, we won't announce this so you're not mobbed with people. Sorry,
Right.
chat. Uh, like that's what happened when Gina came down. I was like, yeah, we can't go live because everyone will know you're here.
Right.
So we'll just like wait and we'll just release a video later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll set that up because like I
Okay.
said, Krista Nova from Geeks and Gamers is in Orlando. I'm here. Jeremy's here. Ryan's here. I'm sure a few of us would love to just hang out
I would love
and
that. Yeah.
take you on some stuff to get your opinion on at Universal Studios
Okay.
Florida.
Eat some
So
steak.
yes, they have my favorite steak place there too. It's called Big Fire. They cook steak right on the open fire in front of you. That's
That
really
sounds
cool.
amazing. Okay. Perfect.
There it is. So we're gonna make it happen.
And Krista's been tweeting about just eating a ton of meat right now. She's been on I don't
All
think she's
she
like
does is eat
full
steak.
full carnivore, but she's upped like her meat intake, it looks like, and eating a ton of meat. I love that. That's
She likes the
amazing.
steak, but she also likes her cookies. So
Hey, but just upping the meat intake is a positive. It's a
yeah,
good
no
thing.
bugs, no
Also,
any of
she's
that.
cute and petite. She can manage the cookies.
She's
She's
like
good.
40 pounds, man. Yeah. I see people like me hate people like her. Because she can eat like tubs of ice cream and cookies and be like, oh, I think I put on a pound. I'm like, shut up. If I look at a bowl of ice cream, I can feel my waist starting to expand. So
Yeah.
one of those things. No. All right. So we're gonna message you about Fortnite,
Okay,
Mario Kart, and getting you to Orlando just to hang out for a
let's
couple
do
days
it.
to get you on
All
there. I think
right.
think they would love that. So thank you for having us. No, 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 no. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having us. What am I?
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll get you back again. I have to wait for the Steelers to lose. And we'll go from there. Thank you, chat. You have been extremely jealous.
Yes.
Generous. I almost said jealous. Generous. It's been a long stream. That's why. It's been a long stream. My tongue is tied. That's right. How terrible. It's been a long stream. Thank you, chat, for being amazing and very generous. I appreciate y'all. This stream will be made. It'll stay public and it'll be available on Spotify and iTunes once it rolls
Yay.
over. So everyone is saying Melonie is great. Make sure you follow Melonie Mac Go Boom and her
Yes.
Twitch. The links are in the description below. She'd love to see you over there. And please give me credit if you follow her for the first time and you leave a comment. Just say Jay brought me
Let
here.
me know in the comments.
Thanks for listening. We hope you were inspired today. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next episode. And welcome to the Rebellion.